Sneako's trying to get into the call. Sneako's trying to ambush you. Sneako's trying to join. And I was like,
what happened between you and him? Abba and Preach were threatened. Ethan Klein did reach out, which is good. I have a DM from Abba himself.
I know he says he doesn't like Jewish people now, but so whether he was LARPing or not, like, because Milo was like such a habitual liar, you never really know what's true and what isn't. Like,
just like him.
He's also renounced his homosexuality.
Just like him.
But I definitely saw him with guys, so who
Just like him.
All right, we got a lot of exciting stuff that's happened in the last week. What's your favorite thing? If you had to pick one before you bite into that, before you bite in, the XQC stuff is more exciting to you than, let's see, what are the other more exciting stuff? The XQC stuff. Okay, which part of the XQC stuff in specific terms, if you had to say, would it be the facts? Why is he hanging out with Adin Ross and all these fucking retards? By the way,
viewership? I have no idea, to be honest.
It doesn't seem like his crowd at all. And like to the point, like he's like, I don't get it.
It has to be because it's just like a viewership thing. Because it's like XQC and the WO community, like just in my mind, don't go together at all.
It does seem weird because X seems like a, it sounds weird. He seems like a smart dude and he's funny and he likes to like learn shit and watch funny shit and everything else like that. And then that other shit, just people in the other kind of community did not vibe or seem that way at all. It just seems
horrible.
I don't understand people who like that content either. What's the appeal in your opinion?
Like WL community appeal?
Yeah, sure. Yeah. What's your opinion?
Well, a lot of it is very, very, very young, right? Mm-hmm. Like the average age is probably under 18 or like close to it.
Sure.
So you've got a lot of young people, and then a lot of it is kind of like, I don't know, what's a nice way to say like hood humor?
I think
that community skews like very black, so they have like all their kind of like cultural memes and norms or whatever that are going to be a little bit different than like mainstream like whiter audiences online and shit.
Sure.
Even if like the majority of them aren't black, and then they're really young and they're really edgy, and
yeah, I'm surprised. I don't know. I see him playing games with them, doing stuff with them all the time, but I mean, you know, if there's, I guess, community overlap, who cares? You know what I mean? Like, I guess all you want to do is network with other big streamers, and those guys are also big streamers at the end of the day. Okay, the big meme. Okay, before we get into more X stuff, like, I mean, we can stay on X shit, actually. I realize, stop jumping around topics, Dan. Talk about what you want to talk about. So, XQC had this kerfuffle where he was on stream with these guys, and then some of the guys started dropping a word that I would personally never utter, but you've been known to say a few times because you had the pass.
The N-word?
I don't think you have that pass.
I do. But I know what you're talking about. The other one, the F1.
Yes. And he left the call with them as a result of that. And then for some reason, you were in a call discussing this with XQC. And first off, can you stop fucking eating? Okay. This is a fucking podcast. You know, if you're not going to fucking eat on bridges, don't fucking eat here. All right. I take this shit seriously. Don't bring food here anymore, Lycan. All right. When he's here, nothing. Okay. There's going to be fucking shots in front of him or nothing else. This is unbelievable.
Dan, do you see how fucking happy he is right now?
I can't get a word out of him.
I'm giving you lots of words.
Put that goddamn fucking snack down. Unbelievable.
That's the last one.
No. You know what? We'll just wait in fucking silence while you have your fucking snack.
Oh, okay.
This is unreal. You know what you are? A child.
Okay, what?
No, I'm not saying nothing until you're done. Fuck you. Wait in the silence as you ruin my goddamn show. Unbelievable. You know how much effort I put into this? Okay.
Oh, shit. I understand. I'm so sorry.
Thank you.
Because it's not kosher, right? Because it's like salami?
Yeah, because I keep kosher. I don't have
my bad.
I don't have bacon.
Like next time, pure beef, okay?
Pure beef? All right.
Yeah, but that wouldn't work either because you can't have beef with dairy products.
Why?
You're not allowed to. I don't fucking know. I don't follow it
anyway.
anyways.
Come from the same animal. How the does that make sense?
I don't know, because religious people are fucking insane, would be my guess. Okay? There's all sorts of crazy shit you can't do, like wear fucking clothing made of different fabrics, or fucking dance if the music is too like jovial or some shit like that. Okay. I don't fucking know.
Okay, ask your question. I'm gonna eat one more of these.
No.
But after I answer your question, go ahead.
Well, my question is longer than that. You know what? Why are you here having dinner?
Okay,
at my
this is
thing?
the last one, and then I'm moving this plate away. I haven't eaten all day. I'm hungry. Here. My cook didn't make anything for me today.
Unbelievable.
Lycan's fault. There you go.
Lycan,
Wow.
Jesus fucking Christ. I have to put this over here because I actually don't trust you. Not to not eat it.
Go ahead.
Okay, fine. I'm just going to get started with what I remember. Okay, so you were talking with X. I think it was just X at first. I'm going to call him X because we're kind of, we're close. Anyways, as you were talking with X about these comments that were made during a stream and what was going on, first off, what you had the dude, who was it called? Cuffham or something like that?
Yeah.
Is that the name? I might be saying I'm wrong.
That is the name, yeah.
Is it the actual name or are you making fun of me?
Not only is it the actual name, hearing you say it, now I understand what the name is about.
Yeah.
Like cuff 'em. Yeah.
Yeah, bracelets.
I didn't know that.
Okay.
But I thought it was like a play on cough or something, but okay.
Okay, anyways.
Mm-hmm.
So, Cuffham came in there. Well, actually, can we get the synopsis directly from you? Because you were in there, and I was actually impressed with your performance a little bit. But how did it start? What was the midway point, et cetera, et cetera?
I don't know, 3 days ago, XQC was fighting with the WL community over leaving a call because they were using
Bad words.
The gay one.
Mm-hmm.
And then I saw people were posting in his subreddit and a little bit of my subreddit, and I thought I should say something because, when the juicers needed defense, the bannermen of DGG.
We're kind of aligned, DGG and
because we don't have many allies in this world. So
that is true. Very limited.
It's important that we answer the call.
Yeah.
But it was just really boring, so I didn't give a fuck. But then when Felix messaged me to ask me about it, I'm like, oh, okay, well, we can chat about it.
Sure.
And then we had a conversation about boundaries and expectations from friends. And then I saw somebody in chat say that Cuffham wanted to join and chat about it. I was like, okay.
That was one of the dudes that was using the term.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So he joined and he was apologetic. Yes?
Kind of, yeah.
You wouldn't put it? Okay, how would you put it as him coming on there?
I don't even know. They didn't even agree on what it meant to be homophobic or offensive, but he said he wouldn't say it anymore if it bothered XQC. He just didn't see a problem with it.
You know, this is an interesting thing. In rap culture, there's still... Don't put that fucking smile on your face. I saw it right when you did it right away. And I didn't like it because I know what you were thinking and I know what you're saying and I don't like it. I don't like the implication. Okay? There's not a lot of pressure from lefties to be accepting of gay people. It's still extremely common in all rap music to not be accepting of gay people at all. And there's no one fucking saying shit about it. Well, ever.
It's a little bit different today versus
really?
Yes.
Okay.
You've got people like, I think Lil Nas is satanic and talks about gay shit, I think. And Tyler, the Creator, openly he's at least bisexual.
Sure.
And raps about it. I think Kendrick, didn't he write that song that was a big deal that was titled off of, and it had to do with him having was it a trans aunt?
I think it was called Auntie Diaries.
It might have been, yeah. So I feel if you're listening to drill rap or whatever, you're probably not finding a lot of gay-friendly themes, but I think rap is a bit more diverse today as a genre of music than it was in the 90s.
But it still exists that, I don't even know if gangster rap is a thing,
I think, wouldn't you say that that's drill rap is kind of filled in that?
I don't even know what the fuck drill rap is.
Man's not hot.
You should watch more Adam 22 and you'd know.
Okay. So anyways, it was interesting that there's not a lot of pressure on that. Okay. What happened next? Someone else joined the call, I believe.
Oh yeah, 20 people messaged me and they were like, Sneako's trying to get into the call. Sneako's trying to ambush you. Sneako's trying to join. And I was like, well, let him in. I don't give a fuck. We'll see what happens. Who knows? Maybe it'll be a chill conversation. Maybe it'll be good for viewers. Maybe it'll be whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, what did you just type in chat? What was that? Can you read that? If you're going to type it during the show, shouldn't you be willing to read what you typed?
Don't start with me. Anyways, go ahead.
Oh, okay. Wild. That's a wild thing to say while we're talking about this topic, Dan.
Is it really? It's not related, and it's also different. And also, what you're... Just don't fucking start with me. Anyway. Say what you're saying.
Yeah. Anyway, so Sneako decides to join, and he's there to do his fucking retarded, 74 IQ Muslim grift, and it's literally... I guess shooting fish in a barrel, but he wanted to come and try to eat XQC out of the barrel, and yeah.
What happened between you and him? And during this call, it got a little heated from what I remember.
I don't know. He came in to like preach and give a couple like of his programmed NPC lines. And then I asked him like a couple of really basic questions about the new religion that's supposedly been the centerpiece of his life for the past year, and he couldn't answer a single one of them. And then he got ass mad and flustered, and then he ran off to all of his griper friends and everything afterwards to cry about how unfair and evil I am, and claimed that I ambushed him despite the fact that he joined that call that I was already in. So yeah,
interesting. There was a time when you were friends with him, or at least
friendly,
if you will. Shared a snack, if you would, at a restaurant. There was a time. Anyways, a long time gone. That's over. That was a very exciting whole... I almost felt like Nebraska Steve was flowing through your veins when that happened. Do you know why? Because it's so rare, if you're watching DGG chat, to see the Abathur emotes just flying by at a... It must get you fucking rock hard seeing that. You're like, yeah, I'm doing it when that happens. Yeah? No? I like it personally.
Problem with Sneako is just like the perfect combination of like smug and stupid. So like imagine there is like a serial child rapist, but imagine that he is like handicapped. So like you can beat the shit out of a cripple finally, but they're like a child serial rapist, so you don't have to feel bad about it. That's what arguing with Sneako is like.
You think
it's like beating up a
to you,
handicapped
there's no challenge whatsoever.
Serial child rapist. No.
Could you have gone harder, you felt?
Maybe. I don't know. Not much harder. No, I would give him space a little bit to talk to XQC, and I would let him kind of...
Okay.
Like, yeah.
We also have a special guest coming tonight.
Yeah?
You won't believe who we hooked for tonight's show.
Who's that?
Your old friend, Richard Lewis. Can you believe it?
That's crazy.
How long has it been since you've talked to this guy?
Years at least.
I know.
That's awesome. We must have paid to fly him in to be a guest here, right?
Well, that's where the Patreon expenses really go at the end of the day. I mean, people like to complain, but that shit's not cheap. I mean, you got the flight in, you got the food, you got the hotel, multiple days, you got the, all that stuff. Flight out also. Anyways, what?
Just move your laptop over and your mic closer to you.
My laptop?
No. Just keep it there. I like it when people can't hear him as much.
Okay, good. Like this. Sorry. Okay. The big subject that we're going to get into, or at least the most important, according to August, it's a subject dear to my heart, copyright law. God, I love it so much. And it's so interesting to me. And I have a unique take on it. Anyways, Abba and Preach were threatened with multiple copyright strikes. The end of the channel, I guess. If you just have too many at once, that's the end of your shit. Is that how it works on YouTube?
Potentially, yeah.
We had videos recently that were flagged, some new, some old, by a company called LDS Affiliate, which on behalf of Jubilee is flagging a bunch of their videos saying that we are infringing on their copyright. Now, I'm not going to make a video about something like this normally. I appeal it. I go through the same steps that I do with all the other channels. Generally, after an appeal or two, everything gets undone, but this time no, they're going forward with the removal, and they're saying if these videos are not removed in the next 5 to 6 days, they will give us a copyright strike. And there's enough of them that we would probably get 3 copyright strikes and have all the channels removed.
A lot of folks don't know is we allow folks to monetize off of our content, right? And that's a deliberate choice that we've made, is actually that we could take away their monetization so that they're not making money off of using our content, but we actually give them that permission, and we think that's one of the ways that we continue to operate in the spirit of like our mission.
You know what's interesting? A little known fact that I happen to know, and that I don't know if you know. Do you know when you go and you use the content ID system to remove someone's shit, you're not doing a DMCA? Did you know that?
Yeah.
Yeah. You didn't know that, but I'm telling you that now.
Oh, yeah. No, tell me more. I have no idea how DMCA works on YouTube.
Okay.
Can you fill me in? It's not like this has been my job for, years and years.
I'm happy to do that.
So wait, you're saying that a copyright
you want me to fill you in?
You're saying that that's a different thing
so
than like a manual strike? Oh, what's the difference?
Actually, that's not one either.
I would have assumed it's all the same.
See how cocky he is? Still being wrong.
Please go ahead and illustrate the difference for me.
Okay,
Dan?
first off, anything that you do that's initiated on the YouTube system, meaning when I go to YouTube and I say, file a claim against this, file a copyright claim against this, and I do it, and then you get the notice that, hey, Dan wants to fucking remove your video, and you can choose not to do it, fight it or not. Regardless of what you do, none of this is actually a DMCA that's been filed.
Wow. When you say DMCA that's been filed, can you tell us what that means?
Sure. DMCA is very strict.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Interesting. Like strict how?
meaning that it doesn't happen with a web form. It's typically sending an email following a specific format.
Oh, so an email that's not a web form, right? Like a web form that would generate an email wouldn't count? Okay. And so you say like a DMCA. So
Yeah.
is that like a piece of like legislation, or is that like a civil litigation action, or like what does that mean to
That's
like
the
send an
Digital
email?
Millennium Copyright Act.
Oh, so
Yeah.
it's like a whole law.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So
How long can you keep going with a condescending
No,
voice?
I'm not. I'm so curious.
I'm so curious too.
Yeah.
I feel like both of us are so curious how long the other one can keep going.
I'm trying to. I genuinely
You
want to
wanna know too?
Yeah,
Yeah.
because it sounds like you researched for the segment. I don't know anything about this. So
I know. It's so
okay,
weird.
so the web form is not the same as an
Yes.
email, which is way more serious. Okay.
So let me tell you something. If I send an email right now
Yeah.
to copyright at youtube.com, I guess, and it follows the format, I don't have to do anything else. I've just submitted a DMCA to you. And there is no process for you to avoid that as a front. That is a DMCA. Now you can go and you can do a counter notice, but that's it. There is no, right now, most people are used to the fact that if you upload some copyrighted stuff on YouTube,
Yeah.
you're going to get an alert like, hey, someone, Warner, NBC has claimed this stuff and you have to remove it. None of that is DMCA. Actual DMCA is when you go and you send the email and there is no warning. There's essentially, that's it. You've now received a DMCA and you have the right to do a counter DMCA. And anyways, Google builds a lot of this stuff into the system at YouTube. But all that we have today so far is that Jubilee, which is the cringe shit where people walk back and forth if they agree or disagree. Is that right? That they sent multiple takedowns, not as one, which is another sneaky thing to do. You know that also, right?
I don't. Tell me about that. Like, do we have wine?
I can get some.
You are.
Okay, don't worry. Okay, what do you mean by multiple instead of like one, or what do you mean by that?
I realize why so many people hate you right now. It's like clicking in my head because you're trying hard, and I got it, and it's fine. I'll explain to the other people who don't know.
Okay, yeah. That's what I'm asking for. I'm just like playing the everyman.
Why? Why you do this?
Well, because every time I talk, you get mad, but now you won't get mad. Okay, just one more. Go ahead. Talk to us. Tell us.
Okay. Okay. When you send a DMCA, there's the opportunity for you to have one URL or multiple URLs inside of it. And it's much more damaging if you just do multiple complaints at once, all for a single URL, as opposed to one DMCA that has multiple URLs. The first one...
That's crazy. Yeah.
I fucking hate you. Why'd I ever agree? Why'd I ever agree to do this fucking shit? God, you're such an asshole.
Just fill us in. I'm filling in
That's
for
it.
the audience.
Okay, if you know what? Let's just everyone shut up. If you want to up someone's YouTube shit, don't send one DMCA that has like 20 links that you think that they've infringed on. Send 20 DMCAs with one link per DMCA. That's how you do it. You fuck their shit up. That's it. And that's basically how it goes. Okay. Anyways, apparently Jubilee did that, and then H3H3. Well, before we even get to that point, apparently Abba and Preach, the two guys that would be showing up on stream right now.
What is this?
Jack and Coke with very little Jack.
Why would if I want to get fucked up, why would you give me a little Jack?
You want a shot?
Yeah, is Jack rum? Bourbon? Yeah, give me one shot of that.
Oh my God. It's gonna be a good night tonight. Boy, we're gonna have Richard Lewis here, and that guy's gonna drink me under the table. All right. Do you know which one of that's Abba and Preach there, right?
Continue.
Okay.
They got the DMCA notice.
Yeah. So Abba wants to fight it. Preach wants to just say, "Fuck it. Let's just." That was more than a shot. Boy, tonight's gonna get interesting. Okay. So Abba wanted to fight it, and Preach just wanted to say, "F it, we'll just take the videos down. Who gives a shit?"
Yeah.
And that's what they were gonna do. But apparently Jubilee got I was gonna use a word I shouldn't use, but they got destroyed in their comment section of their last video. Have you seen how bad it is?
No. Why'd they get destroyed?
Like every comment is like, "Hey, how about you guys like not do this to other creators?" Do you have that link there, Lycan?
The first video with Abba and Preach.
There should be one about.
Or do you want to go to the
there's
comment section?
Check comments of latest Jubilee video here. Yeah.
All right. Let's get that up for you guys.
So as you'll see, I don't know if you can read those comments, but they are universally like, go f yourself. Taking down Abba and Preach is not the move. You're the worst. Abba and Preach should not be punished for helping this channel remain relevant. Are y'all going to copyright strike PewDiePie, Penguin Zero?
Oh, they were shitting on Jubilee, not on Abba and Preach.
Yeah, on Jubilee, basically. I don't know if these are Abba and Preach fans or if these are just generic YouTube defenders of free speech or whatever. We're
Probably
on
a lot
Abba.
of Abba and Preach fans.
Anyways, apparently these guys took it back. They decided, okay, we're gonna cancel it essentially. But Ethan Klein did reach out, which is good.
Got to give a shout out. Ethan Klein, of all people, contacted me privately. I said, "Oh my God, is that H3 in my DMs? Is he about to?" Nope. He was there to say, "Hey, bro, you need a lawyer for this copyright claim. I know the best in the business." I said, "Oh shit."
It's interesting to me how Ethan has become the arbiter of like React content freedom on YouTube. Like everyone's like turning to him. Didn't he have that legal defense fund?
Yeah, it's because he's like the only YouTuber that's had a big successful case in defending his content.
Yes! We won the court case! This is a landmark case, not just for us, but seriously, the wording that the judge put into the opinion is going to strengthen fair use across YouTube. This opinion by the judge is a slam dunk Kobe.
Can we rely on that for, this comes back to another conversation you have. Can you actually point to that and use that for future stuff? Or is it because it didn't get appealed that we can't?
You probably can a little bit, yeah.
It's interesting to me. They did, I know there's the three tests.
The four-factor test?
Yeah, of that shit. It was strange to me that, they did use a lot of it. What was it, like 70% of the original video in the critique of the Matt Haas, the Haas zone or whatever the fuck it was?
Yeah.
Seems like a lot.
It's only one part of it, right?
Do you think if you make graphic art, just like when I say graphic art, that sounds X-rated. I don't mean like that. If you make a picture, digital artwork, if you show that on your screen, is there any way, since you're always showing 100% of the content, is there any way that you can basically get away with that, I guess? Like, it's easy to critique a video if you only like talk about like 20% of it or 30% of it, and you're obviously critiquing it. But if you're showing a piece of art and the entirety of the art is there, that's an entire one of the steps you're going to lose because you've shown the entirety of the piece. It feels like still images would be really a difficult thing to defend against in that situation.
I have no idea.
Yeah. Well, thanks for engaging with the subject. At least I appreciate that.
We can look at the four-factor test and check, but my guess is going to be that it's not replicatable. It's not replacing the original. You're not like, yes.
Well, it is replacing the original completely, right?
Well, no, because like, for instance, if there's a nice painting or something, I don't know if seeing that in like a stream is going to be like, oh, now that I've seen that, like I'm not going to buy the original, or now this is like this is a replacement work for something else, or
I don't know if it matters if you buy it or not. Right?
No, but isn't that one of the four factors? Is how much does it serve as a replacement for the original? I'm sure you've looked all four of these up, so I'm just asking a redundant question.
Multiple times, yeah.
Oh.
It's one of the factors. I think it'd be more difficult. It seems to me like images would be more difficult. Okay, listen. So, Lycan, do we have any? It's kind of 45 minutes-ish. Let's dive in a little deeper to this because I'm actually curious on what happened here. So it sounds like Abba and Preach didn't get DMCA'd at all. It sounds like they got a cease and desist in the email. That's what it sounds like. They got multiple content ID strikes or something like that.
Content ID means that their channel wasn't struck. It sounds like what happened is Jubilee will run their programs on YouTube. You have the opportunity or the option, I think, to have Content ID auto match your videos to other videos on the platform. Yeah. It sounds like Jubilee finally enabled that option for either their entire channel or these videos, and that Content ID matching was hitting Abba and Preach's channel. But a Content ID match doesn't put you at any risk of any kind of like actual strike or anything. What a Content ID match will do is it'll make it so you either can't monetize the video or part or all of the monetization will go towards the original copyright holder.
They were freaking out a little bit, saying we got so many of these at once that our channel is at risk. But there's
but if it was only a Content ID match, then there is no risk. So that's why I'm curious. What did they actually say in the video? I didn't watch.
Okay, so fresh off the mark, I have a DM from Abba himself. He says, it's because we disputed the claims. F those guys, okay? Because we were doing fair use shit. Makes sense. And if you do that, there's a strike that comes in if you appeal, and then they were given a deadline to either delete or be given strikes as a result of that. That's direct from Abba's mouth.
Yeah, but if he's saying that, okay, if they do the filing, when you file, okay, so let me engage my serious side for a second. So there's no such thing as an actual like official formal DMCA claim. That all of it is.
It can go to that at the last stage, but
there is nothing official. It's all like arbitrary bullshit. Nobody really has any idea. On everything. There is no such thing as like, this is what an official DMCA claim or whatever looks like. Like all of it is arbitrary bullshit.
Well, I don't agree, but you can continue if you want.
I'm correct.
You're wrong. It has a statement, it has a signature. What?
I had to go get Richard. I'll be right back.
Nobody cares about that guy.
Yeah. Oh my God, he's here so early. We haven't gotten through all the drama yet.
He is 5 minutes early. Really?
Tell him that like there's like tea and crumpets in the lobby or some shit, and there's like he'll like walk around looking for it. God, British people are just like,
you're wrong. By the way, a DMCA has like multiple things it has to do. It has to have a statement that says like, I have a good faith belief to believe that XYZ. It has to have a signature. You have to identify that.
It's all arbitrary bullshit.
It's not arbitrary.
It's like a cease and desist. There doesn't have to be like a structured format.
Also, there's an extra hidden squirrel shit in there that you don't know about. Technically, you can win on a DMCA dispute if they haven't registered their copyrighted piece of work with copyright. With the Copyright Office.
No, that's not true either.
That is true. Okay. I've seen that been the case on Eric Goldman's blog, and he's written about it.
That's
the legal
great.
professor.
That's not true, but
it is true.
So if they were sending him, when you go to file a copyright claim on YouTube, now the system is changing all the time. So what I'm saying might be out of date, or it might be what they currently use. I'm not 100% sure because it's been a while since I've done one of these. But when you file a copyright claim, they updated it a while ago, I think a couple of years ago. So you have the option to say, I want to take this. I think you have 3 options. And then you can say, I want to take this down immediately, fuck these guys, and strike them. Or you can do the option of, I don't want to take it down immediately. I want to give them, I think, like 1 or 2 weeks to respond. Or I think you can file a claim where you say, I don't want to take it down at all. I just want the ad revenue. I think you have those 3 options when you file an actual claim. Now, if you do the ones where you give them an opportunity to respond, or even if you do the one where you like get them immediately to give them a strike or whatever, the person that receives the copyright notice, they have the opportunity to counterclaim, where they can say, hold on, YouTube, this is bullshit. That's not actually copyrighted material that they own. They're lying when they say have the rights to that.
Sure.
The scary thing about doing a counterclaim, though, is the next step is court. So if somebody copyright claims to a platform, this user submitted content is copyright infringement. It's infringing on my copyright. And then that other person says, no, it's not. F you. The copyright infringement that the original party said is essentially like a cease and desist. And if you say, well, no, f you, well, then the only thing they can do next is like, okay, well, we're going to go to court then. I'm going to sue you for it. And now we're going to fight this in civil court. So if they did that counterclaim, that's pretty scary on their part because they're kind of big balling it. Because if Jubilee is like, okay, well, you want to do that, then fine, we're going to go to court and sue you over it. Now you've got to fight it in the litigation stages.
So a few things are if we're talking about DMCA here, first of all, if ABBA did an actual counterclaim to a DMCA, and I don't think he did, I think he was just disputing a content ID match. And then basically after that, YouTube makes a decision. And after that, then the option, it's a very complicated thing. I can send you the flow chart basically of how it goes. But when you legally dispute a DMCA, you have 10 days.
When you say disputing a content ID match.
No, I'm not talking a content ID match.
You just said that though.
I'm talking about an actual DMCA.
Okay, wait. Did you not just say ABBA was disputing a content ID match?
I think he was. I don't think it got to the DMCA.
If it's just a content ID match, then it's not even manually set. That's something that YouTube automatically does. And his channel shouldn't be facing any strikes because I've never heard of getting a strike on your channel from a content ID match.
Okay, I'm going to send you a link.
Here, this is a Jack and Coke, okay?
Oh, thanks, bro.
This guy is out of pocket right now.
Retarded.
That's a problem.
I don't understand.
I don't do this shit.
I don't even do this for a living, and somehow I know more than you do. Okay, look, I'm sending you the link. Okay, you have Discord there?
If you're sending me a link from some random law firm,
no, the EFF.org. Is that okay for you? It's a flowchart of how it goes. Okay, it goes using the YouTube system. Okay, you start, you complain. Okay, then they can respond based off of that.
What am I scrolling down to?
Okay. Let's see. So you would want to go
content ID. YouTube's content ID. A culture of fear. Wow, Dan. Okay, go ahead.
You think the EFF is just like
are you going to do the George Floyd Foundation's position on content ID next? Go ahead. I've got a flow chart here. Oh, that's amazing. Great.
That's for retards like you who can't actually read.
That's for retards who graduated with a degree in marketing from a liberal arts school. They need to get paid to do some shit so they're not homeless. Okay, that's what this is. But okay, I'm watching it right now. Content ID file is claimed. Okay,
no, you have to go.
Video gets a content ID claim. I can't read the flow chart.
Listen to me.
What?
Halfway down the page. Okay, listen. I'm gonna
I'm looking though. I can't read the flow chart.
No, because that's the one that
That
they
was
want
the
you
main
to-
selling point of this
I'm
page.
giving
Was
you
the flow chart?
The flow chart. I'm gonna fucking kill you. Listen to me. Okay, I'm sending it to you. Okay, where here? There's. Why am I sending this to Abba? He already knows this because he's better than you. That's what I want you to pull up there. Lycan, you can pull this up as well. This is the actual flow chart of how shit actually works with content ID claims. Look, that's how it actually
So you sent me
goes.
the full website. You didn't read it. And
I did read it. I read the whole thing.
Okay.
When you were out there,
Jesus
fucking-
Christ. What is this, an electric schematic to a fucking
how it actually
turbine
works.
engine? What the is this? Okay.
This is how it actually...
Content ID claims. Okay. Which part of this do you want me to read?
You can start at the top and work your way down, and you can
Start
learn
at the
something.
top. Am I reading this like Japanese manga or English comics? Do I go left to right or right to left or top to bottom, left to which? Flow me through the flow chart.
Why don't you start on the left side and go from there?
Content ID claims. Select copyright owners use a tool called Content ID to claim videos, and sometimes these claims
This right here is his
could lead to a
condescending voice.
takedown
Do you
notice.
pick up on this
I'm
right
not being
here?
condescending. So the first line is already wrong. You don't have to use Content ID to claim
yeah,
videos. You can just file a manual claim. But that's okay. I wouldn't expect anybody to write to have any fucking idea how the system works. That's
Yeah,
fine.
well, why would
That's
the
okay.
EFF know? That's
okay.
fine.
How to respond to a claim. You
Hey,
can choose.
guys, sorry, real quick. Can you introduce Richard?
It's Richard Lewis. He does online content.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
Yeah, we know.
Video gets a content ID
to
claim.
meet you.
Video
Yeah.
creator chooses to accept or dispute. Creator can dispute. Content owner chooses to release claim or uphold the claim. Creator can...
That's the point we're at right now with ABBA, by the way. That point right there.
Okay, but the issue is that if
No,
it's...
keep going, because you're really confident.
because I don't think the process is even described correctly up to this point.
It is.
Have you ever filed one of these before?
Yes.
Really? When?
Let me tell you how many DMCAs I've dealt with.
The diversion here is because he hasn't ever done any of these before.
I have filed probably over 1,000 DMCAs, and I've probably received close to 10,000.
When he says filed over 1,000 DMCAs, what he means is that he paid another company to go through
did it
some
myself.
material and for them to do it themselves.
Wrong.
Oh, you did it yourself?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
Walk me through the process
It's
of
actually
filing that.
incredibly simple
Yeah, and
to
tell me
file.
where Content ID becomes involved. Go
Okay.
ahead.
Well, you said how many copyright things have I done? Okay.
Yeah.
The way that you file a DMCA is very simple.
Yeah.
You send an email to the registered agent, which is found on copyright.gov. And then in that email that you send to them.
Wow. So what if you're trying to copyright
you're
strike?
I understand.
Well, hold
So
on.
you're
Well, I'm just
cutting
going
me
through the
off.
process.
No, I got it.
So what if you try to copyright strike a YouTube video guy and you don't know what business they have, who represents them, what the registered agent is? What does that process look like, Daniel Saltman?
Okay, Stephen Bonnell.
Yeah, go ahead.
Retard. I'm
no,
trying
it's
to explain
fine.
it
I'm
to
not
you.
retarded.
Just shut
I'm
up
immune
and
to your
listen.
Hasbara Passover bullshit. Talk to me. Go ahead.
It is Passover, and give me the strength
passed
to
over.
deal with
Yeah, apparently you
retard.
passed over the 8th grade. Tell me, Dan. Go ahead.
What
So
do you
tell me,
wanna
walk me
know?
through how you file this claim.
Then shut the f*** up
I
and I'll
am.
tell
Go ahead.
you.
Yeah, tell me.
Okay. You, first off, the site that hosts the content is going to have to be registered on copyright.gov in order to have DMCA protection.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a f***ing rule. Yes, you don't know that, okay?
Wait, hold on. Wait, so the site has to be so like YouTube has to
The
be registered.
service provider, yes,
Yeah.
has to be registered on copyright.gov as a service provider, correct.
Okay.
With the registered agent information on there.
Oh, so you're not actually emailing the person
No,
that
you
you
are.
say has violated your copyright. You're emailing YouTube.
Yeah, no shit.
Oh, okay, there we go. Okay,
There's
gotcha.
a platform.
You're sending an
I
email
said that
to
to begin with,
YouTube.
but
Okay, go
it's
ahead.
it's
That's
okay
fine.
that you were like so wrong
Go ahead.
and now you're trying to pivot to that. That's fine.
not wrong at all. Go ahead.
You're completely wrong.
I've done these before in the real world.
I've done them as well in the real world.
Doubt it.
I have. And I've
Seriously doubt
received them and I've sent them.
Really?
The
Receive
whole-
them for what? What copyright infringement are you doing?
Well,
I thought it was the FBI that normally investigates the type of copyright that you infringed, Dan. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, right. Hit him
God.
right where it hurts. That's right. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead. So you
You
email
have a nice flow
go ahead.
chart
No,
in front of
that's
you?
okay. So
You
you
have a nice
email
flow-
Susan at YouTube, and then what happens? Tell
Okay,
me.
it's copyright at YouTube.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
And then probably what they're going to respond to you right away with and say, hey, we have an automated form that you should do to do this. And then you can just respond saying, f you, this is a proper DMCA. And then they'll process it just like a DMCA. And
Okay.
it'll skip the entire content ID. All these steps that you see there in the beginning steps there, like give the creator a chance to respond, to avoid a strike, all that shit, it goes right to the end where their only option that they have at the end there is to file a counterclaim. And the counterclaim that they can do, basically, legally what's supposed to be the case is that once ABBA, in this situation, if we got to that point, did a counterclaim, a DMCA actual counterclaim, not a content ID, but DMCA counterclaim, at that point, the onus goes back on the claimant, which would be Jubilee, and they have 10 days to file a lawsuit. And if they don't file a lawsuit within 10 days, then the copyrighted content
God.
should be restored.
Like
you say
it
that,
was
but you don't
right.
know.
There is an echo in here. It's just like 10 minutes for it to get from the fucking wall to my ear. That's what I
Never
f***ing
heard
said.
that. You didn't
That
say
is
anything
correct.
like that.
Now, curious, in the process that you just described, I'm curiously, Richard, did you hear him utter the words content ID?
Yeah, because they started with a content
he didn't.
ID.
However, notice how the flow chart says content ID claim.
Yeah, because that's how it starts.
Now, so the email that
you want me to explain that other part to you?
Yeah.
If
So
you, I'll explain to you the other
Go
part.
ahead.
Okay,
Go
so if
ahead.
you start on YouTube's forum and you do it,
But you said they didn't. You said they emailed, right?
no, I'm saying that's how you should do it if you're a fucking savage.
Oh, but they
almost
didn't. You
definitely
said they sent an email, right?
I just answered your fucking question. I said they didn't. I said they did it on the fucking form. You asked me a third time.
Oh.
Ask me a third time if they sent an email.
Saying on the
no,
form,
ask me a third time if they sent an email.
So you're saying on the form. Okay, so I'm curious, Dan. What is content ID?
I'm going to fucking kill you.
I need one more shot. Tell me what content ID is. I'm curious. What do you think content ID is?
There's two parts of content ID.
Okay.
There's automated matching.
Okay.
And then there's manual matching.
Oh, content identification is manually matched. Isn't that weird? Why would you have to manually match a content ID automation system?
A content ID doesn't mean that it just found you.
It can charcuterie. Like, what the fuck is this?
What's wrong with her?
Content ID does not just mean
trying to be sophisticated.
that I found your shit because it matched a hash of an existing thing. It can also be like, hey, this guy's uploaded my shit and I'm going to do a content ID claim because it's my content and I fucking ID'd it. It's nothing to do with it's in the system.
Oh, it's my content ID. That's interesting. Now, that's the thing I've never heard before. August, have you ever heard that before? Does content ID refer to
August
a
here?
Manual copyright? Of course he's here. He's
There's a chart.
August.
Look at the chart. Okay, what I'm saying is that Jubilee went through this. It's very simple. Please open the thing and you'll see the point that Abba is at here with this chart. Okay? Jubilee did a content ID claim, not a raw DMCA. He didn't raw dog it on day one.
Do you want me to use the chart? To be clear, you want me to use the
just
chart?
Go ahead. Why don't you just fucking talk?
You want me to use the chart with the person who doesn't know how the system works, right? That's what you want me to do?
Sure. Why don't you walk everyone else through it?
Okay. Content ID claim.
This is how he normally talks when he's not wearing his invisible
Video
line.
gets a content ID claim. Video creator chooses to accept dispute. Okay.
You know the funny part is how condescending he is
Content owner
as he's disputing something that the EFF puts out.
What I would say, just to interject up for a moment, is I've known Stephen a long time, as I'm sure you're aware.
Yes.
And generally, more often than not, he is right about these things because he's a fucking vicious motherfucker.
Wait. Hold on. Wait. Are you implying that I would know information about something that could instantaneously end my fucking career? Oh my god!
It's like you have a vested
that's
interest
such a
in this.
wacky and wild.
There's actually a unique part of this
anything about
where he's normally right.
Yeah.
Okay. But
except when it comes to
I don't have any frame of reference because no one watches my content, so no one tries to
so
strike
you don't have a frame of reference? That's fine. Then you're starting at the same spot that Dan is. So you guys are both. That's fine.
Correct.
So.
Oh, you know what? Abba is saying, Dan, you're correct about this. God, I want to reach over and smash your face on the table.
Well,
if Abba, a much bigger, more successful, better looking, more intelligent YouTube creator than you, DMing me right now
how many subs does Abba have on YouTube?
Doesn't matter. You know why?
Why?
They're a more diverse audience. You just have a bunch of incels.
My audience is so diverse.
Yeah.
Yeah. How many subs does Abba and Preach have? Okay. Somebody give me the answer.
Isn't it like 1,000,001? Something like 1.
I know I'm correct. It's okay.
It's 2.1
I can get
million.
gaslit.
2.1.
Okay, first of all, let's be fair. So it's Abba and Preach. So you divide that by 2 because it's 2 of them.
That's fair.
Twice as smart.
I'm closer to being.
They can do too many.
I'm closer to being to their sub count than it would appear otherwise. Okay, to be clear.
So you're saying to cut their sub count in half?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Well, I can't
because
argue
there's
with
2 of them.
I can't argue with that.
Which makes my opinion
anyways
more credible.
Good to meet you.
You know, you shit posted once, and you're like, Devin Nash and Dan Saltman apparently are up to some shenanigans. I don't know what they're up to. I remember fucking everything.
They probably were up to shenanigans.
You were up to. Not really. Didn't. It was a startups. It was a startups podcast.
Me and Devin are pretty tight, so he might have just told me you were up to shenanigans, and then
we posted it publicly.
Oh, okay, good.
They're mortal enemies.
Are they really? You got
no.
You know,
and Devin,
I can't. I got some good shit.
Why are you mortal enemies with Devin? How did he piss you off?
He doesn't believe in microwaves.
That can't be true.
Dan believes anything anybody tells him, so he probably said it at one point, and Dan believed
It's a joke, and he took it literal.
Probably,
right?
kind of like the content ID shit.
Yeah.
That's how it works. Yeah.
I like seeing how confident you are about things. And you know what? The best part is he doesn't revisit it when he's wrong. He just moves on and dismisses.
No, I will say this about Stephen. I've read, you have to absolutely fucking nail him down to get him to admit he's wrong.
do.
I will say that.
And
I
I'm
will
very
say that.
rarely ever wrong.
Yeah, which is
You know that,
also
so Dan has
also
a problem
true. Also
with alcohol, and I told Dan 6 years
stop
ago.
whenever I want to.
I told Dan 6 years ago. I was like, you know that like
Speaking of which,
Tesla
I don't
has
want to right now.
fully automatic driving cars, and ever since then he's been he only buys Tesla automobiles because of the idea that he can
so
drink and
just
drive.
be drunk and-
Exactly.
yeah.
You
You know what?
And
Real
he's
quick,
been like
stop.
an adamant
Real quick.
supporter.
Well,
Also,
that's safe,
he
though.
bought a Jeep for a long time. He drove a Jeep around, and he
Was it
always
a
calls it a G-Wagon. It's a Jeep. It's a
actually
fucking
was a
Jeep.
G-Wagon?
It's a Jeep.
Yeah.
Every
What-
single time Dan
what
would
do
pull
you
up,
think
I
a
would expect like
G-Wagon
a middle-aged mom to hop out of the vehicle.
It was cool before they made it not cool. Now it's nothing but soccer mom.
You know the mic can't pick you up over there, right, Dan?
Right, so you were like, is this a racist thing you were doing? Were you LARPing?
Racist.
Yeah, I'm just
Wait, what are
checking.
G-Wagons racist about?
Yeah, I don't
Let's
know.
just
Is
go
the G
with
for
yes.
gangster? Is that what they are?
He's from Britain, so they have a whole other
Yeah, I don't know
thing
what the
of
fuck a
like,
G-Wagon is.
like
I
they
thought you
got
were trying to
racial slurs
imply-
for like Pakistani people. Like we
Yeah.
just call them all the same.
I thought it was like you were
hairs
like, doing
Yeah.
a G-Wagon lowrider
That's
kind of
way more funny, actually,
racially
about that.
insensitive vehicle
That I was-
comedy.
that I was driving in like a lowrider or
yeah,
something.
exactly.
You
You know,
would be.
it's just
Wait,
in a,
can I
like,
ask you a question?
Impala.
Why is it that you guys always sing in American English? Like,
Do we?
like yes.
I think. Well, I might have an answer for this. Reality TV poisoned our brains.
No.
American reality TV. Yeah,
Pink
no, maybe I'm
Floyd,
gonna
all
get
those
there.
guys, you sing in American English.
No.
Yes.
Pink Floyd doesn't.
Yes, you do. They
You can
sing in
hear their-
English.
You can hear their
You
accent.
can't fucking hear an accent. Are
You
you
can't.
fucking crazy?
You can hear an accent, a British accent. It might be a bit too subtle for the American ear, but if you mean modern singers, reality TV, American reality TV poisoned the UK brain, and all those reality shows like in Britain's Got Talent, America's Got
Classic.
Talent.
Listen to me.
They all do that.
Yeah.
I just got a new $5,000 pistol upstairs. It's called an
yeah?
Alien Luago.
Okay.
I'm gonna bring it down here and I'm gonna hold it to your head and I'm gonna play you
Okay.
Beach Boys and Beatles back to back. You're telling me you can pick out the accent from one to the other? Beach Boys and the Beatles.
Beatles is a bad choice.
Oh my God!
They're Liverpudlian. It's
Listen
a really
to this fucking
accent.
coat. Listen to this guy. This guy
Beach
probably
Boys? That guy
masturbates to fucking pictures of the Queen or King or whatever the they have right now for
Not
royalty.
a monarchist. We got a king. He's got sausage
Was the
fingers. He's
Queen
going to
good
die.
looking at one
God.
Well,
point?
they've all got cancer anyway, the royal family. No, if you've
They're
never
all
seen
good
that.
looking at one point. Yeah,
People
no
have been
shit. They're
just
like
firing-
incested like 50
Yeah,
ways
but
to
that's not
Sunday.
why. I reckon people have been firing like radiation waves at them ever since. Like, I think
Steven,
What?
Yeah.
That's
Dude,
true.
Yeah.
That's some-
Devin Nash obviously doesn't believe that because he doesn't believe in
he
microwaves.
doesn't believe in
but-
that. That's true.
Oh,
Also,
Dan believes. Get this, okay? Dan believes.
oh, sorry. It's because I believe in journalism.
Hold
He
on,
doesn't
hold
get
on.
it, but that's fine.
Dan,
Go ahead.
Can you
Yeah.
grab me? I left something in the corner of that room.
No.
Can you just f***ing go over there? Okay. So Dan believes that Russian agents drive around to American embassies in f***ing Cuba.
Oh, that Cuban
and shoot
syndrome
radiation.
shit?
Yeah,
He believes
and
it.
He 100%.
Oh,
he
bro,
absolutely
come
fucking
on.
believes it. Hook, line, and sinker.
You don't really, though.
He absolutely does.
You know, there was. Let me put it this way. You know what I believe? I believe that you had 3 very credible journalistic organizations that all put their name behind the fact that this was happening.
I mean, journalism's in a real good place these
Well,
days.
I mean, that's all I have to go.
This
from.
guy's a journalist, by the way, so he
Theoretically.
automatically beats
Yeah, but
you.
he was at
just
you
like
know,
I'm a
the-
I was a
DMCA
video
filer,
game
copyright
journalist.
creator, so I automatically
video
defeat you
games
there.
don't
I
really
started
count.
Gamergate, so you can't really trust
did
anything
start
I say.
Gamergate.
Yeah, we were there.
You're
just
just
hated women that
absolutely
much?
I
fucking
did, yeah. It
destroyed.
was just like,
You're like, it's not enough for me to hate women. I need to make everyone hate
I'm
women.
overweight, I'm bald, I have erectile dysfunction. It's time.
Jesus.
Deploy the Gamergate. That's
Jesus
what I was
Christ.
thinking.
That's
yeah.
how- that's
you
how
were there.
you-
You were on that podcast.
Not with the erectile dysfunction, though.
Yeah,
You'd have
we
to
weren't
go.
talking about it, then, but you know,
okay.
I've come to make peace with it. It's the ultimate.
Well,
form
you're
of
not coming at all, apparently.
yeah, you still soft one out.
Could
It's
you
fine.
come with the ED?
Yeah. You can still, soft dick coming's possible, dude.
Holy shit!
Yeah, just so you
A whole
know.
new world is
Could you
opened up
imagine
to you.
coming with a soft? That's fucking insane.
Yeah, it's doable.
Is that a gift?
Or a curse. I mean, you
Yeah, I don't know what the benefit on that one is.
It's like a thing.
You like that?
Imagine if you had to take like a really big shit, but you didn't pee at all, like while you did it. That's just like usually they go together. Imagine
true,
coming
yeah.
without like having an erection.
Yeah.
I feel like there's like a hidden potential there that is unexplored.
I would have thought you've done so much, fucking these days. Like, it must have happened to you once. You must have been able to squeeze a
come
soft one
without
out.
being
yeah,
erect?
like because you have a scale of erections. Like, it's just
Yeah, absolutely
Yeah,
you do.
You have really good ones. You could like crack bricks over, like in a Shaolin monk movie, and then you have the fucking level 1, 2 erections that aren't that impressive, but you can kind of thumb them in and get the business done.
Absolutely.
So, like, basically, the soft one is below a 1 or a 2. It's like it's right down there. That's where it's at. So it does happen. I'm just saying, I can't believe it's never happened to you now that you're
You
a
ever
top
see?
Kuma.
Why do you have porn star guys who have like soft dicks. Do you ever see that?
Yeah, that's fucked up.
What do
What?
you mean soft dicks?
I find that on porn. I don't even think it's because I'm a part it. I think it's because when I watch porn, like literally, the dick is really important because
Well,
sometimes they're
that's
actually
been cancelled.
sometimes
This is it.
wait.
Alright.
Sometimes there's partly
Few
soft,
drinks.
and it's like if you're not even into it, how the fuck am I supposed to get into it? You know what I mean? You're not ready for this conversation.
I
It's
don't-
because you're married. I understand.
Yeah, that's the reason.
I'm
that
recently
I'm not ready for
divorced,
this.
so I'm free to. Be
No.
wild.
This is also why
this show is over.
Yeah, your cooming is great.
Oh yeah.
You can go out there.
It certainly doesn't
you can lay
have
pipe,
any
you know.
negative effects for anyone around you
That's
either.
okay. Check your Discord. I linked you a flow chart for erections. Okay, it's really important. Okay,
Yeah.
I need you to check that out.
I would not imagine.
for divorce.
I would not doubt that you have one of those. That's how wild it fucking is. Jesus Christ.
Anyway, where were we at?
I don't know. We were supposed to watch something with Ethan. Did you ever pull? Who the fuck is Peter Curtin?
Wait, hold on.
Jeepers
Oh, this is not a good idea for you,
Can we just
Steven.
finish it?
Peter Curtin was a guy who was a huge serial killer, and in his diary, he talked about the pleasures of coming without an erection.
There you go. See. Now it's worrying that
yeah,
the
but
one
he was
person
doing it
we know
while
about it on
killing-
record, apart from me,
Okay, but, like,
is
did he
serial
actually-
killer. But like,
That's okay.
Was it just for the
Yeah,
novelty of it, or did
whatever,
it
yeah.
feel good?
Well, it was when he killed.
Why are you talking to the
someone.
microphone like Dan does? Point it to your fucking mouth.
I'm close enough, and I don't want to. You know what?
Yeah, you're good.
Watch it
It's
out.
not like Dan speaks into it properly, so if you move it, it doesn't matter.
Well, anyway, he would do
By
it
the
while
way,
killing
the
children,
hat.
and
It's Australian.
and he
You
says
can't have
okay.
two separate conversations,
Sorry. Yeah,
okay?
we can't-
No, because
yeah.
the audience just hears one. They're getting confused.
Well, like
so
and
hold on,
such.
wait.
Sorry,
say
yeah,
say
go
your
on.
thing, and then you can say your thing to Dan.
Hey,
Go ahead.
it's pointless now. Point is, the dude liked to come in his pants when he killed people. Like it happened. As soon as he murdered, he'd come in his pants. And he said it was the greatest feeling in the world.
I feel that way with some of my haters. I think I would come in my pants. But I can't vibe because I think I would be erect while doing it.
Yeah, also true.
Okay. Well, wow. Right here, Lycan.
You're on, baby.
Hey, did you enjoy this? Did you know? Stop! Move out of the way. Did you know that there's probably another hour and a half of this content that you're not getting on this YouTube thing? Yeah, that's because August, our YouTube editor, hates you, and he doesn't want you to see the whole thing. This VOD is paywalled, and the only way you can get it is by subscribing to our Patreon at patreon.com/anythingelse, or you can go to anythingelse.gg, and from there, I mean, I guess you can click the link to go to Patreon. Anyways, that's it.
Wait.
Anything else, Steven?
Yeah. What else is on the document?
No, they're saying you say anything else. Anything else,
No.
Richard?
Do we have more to
No.
talk about? Sometimes I wish Dexter was about a YouTuber that got to confront his haters in real life.
And the DMCA them.
You would be murdering them.
Okay, murdering them like
God,
the
that would
DDoS
be
kid.
fucking awesome.
You know what's so strange to me? Of all the shit that you get shit on over the years,
Yeah.
wanting to kill someone who is fucking DDoSing you is like so low on the fucking totem pole.
I know.
But it
I
gets
can't
brought
believe
up all
people
the
keep
time.
bringing.
Who gives a shit?
I was obviously we were
many
we were
kids-
still doing shit around about that time, right? Like when you were getting DDoS by that weird.
I don't know if I'd known you yet, actually. That was a long time ago.
Yeah, I think it was just I might have been doing the other podcast with Cham, and it might have been pre-unfiltered. And I remember like saying like, yeah, this is like, I get it. Like I get why he's so fucking angry.
Obviously.
You know.
But people lose their mind. They're like, Steven, how could you want to kill this kid? It's like, I want to kill like half the population. That fucking
Jesus
pisses me off.
Christ.
All right,
Well, because you're Jewish.
Thanos, I
Yeah.
guess, yeah. Well, okay.
Thanks.
Yeah,
Yeah,
well-
for throwing that out there, just, in case.
You're
Not
the one
really.
that fucking said it. You're
Said
giving
what?
away the whole fucking plot. You want to kill half the population. What, the
All
white
right, you know what?
population? The only people that can
Moving
stand
forward,
against your
I think
fucking movement?
I like the idea that I'm the only one that drinks on this show, actually.
It's not even real alcohol. He's trolling.
Yeah. I thought it was a bit.
And
We all know Steven doesn't drink.
Richard Lewis, can you introduce yourself? Who the fuck
I'm
are you?
Richard Lewis. I'm a esports journalist. I'm down here in
recovering alcoholic.
well, not really.
Okay.
I haven't recovered.
You know, he
yet.
actually had problems with alcohol. You insensitive.
I do. That's why I said
Yeah.
it. 'cause
So
a lot of
why
people are
would
like,
you
"Hey,
make
are you going to
jokes
be
about it?"
drinking there?"
No,
Not-
I mean, the problem was just doing it in the wrong places around the wrong people. Really, like
Yeah,
the chemicals fine. You know?
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
I feel the same way.
Yeah.
Like if I drink around people that I can beat the shit out of, it gets really ugly really fast.
That's got to be a really small audience of, like, what?
Quite literally,
Just every woman,
Children
basically.
mostly.
Women and
40-year-olds.
children, yes. And you, Dan.
30-year-olds that are deep.
I would fucking annihilate you. If we got into a real life fight, Dan, God, I would just take out
You don't even
every
carry.
stupid
You don't even
fucking-
carry. It would be
I
over
don't
for you.
need to carry. You'd be trying to pull your pistol, like, oh, and I would just be like,
No, you'd
wailing
be like
on you.
this.
No, not even. Oh
That's
my
exactly
god.
how you fight.
You
I
would
know
think
it.
that, and you'd
If
be
I
on the
can-
ground.
Yeah.
If I can bring it back to what you were talking about, I think when I turned up.
About how Jews.
No,
Not the Jews,
We'll
no.
get into Israel Palestine, I'm sure, in a bit.
I'm not sure.
But,
Please
Oh,
no.
DMCA.
yeah,
What?
the DMCA
Lycan?
thing.
I said, please no.
Yeah, I don't know. It's time, I think.
We can't talk Israel Palestine
yeah,
because
yeah.
these guys, Lycan thinks that Israel should be destroyed as a state.
I
and
don't.
Dan gets half the
Stop.
funding.
No,
You
he was
can't
saying that
put-
to me the other day, actually.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
get
he was.
80% of my funding
Guys, you
from Israel.
can't put that out there.
He's so
You
fucking
can't.
mad.
He was
Oh my
literally
God.
saying he almost regrets serving in the military because he just feels he's a proxy for
Exactly, because
Israel.
when
That's
you're
what
in
he
the
was
U.S.
saying.
military, you're basically serving at the behest of
That's what
Israel.
He said.
The
And
Jews.
I was like, I don't know, it's
Yeah.
kind of bit anti-Semitic, really. Where's it coming from, bro?
That's wild.
I was like, what the fuck? But,
Yeah.
you know, it shocked
Dan only went
shocked
to the
me.
Coast Guard. Dan wanted to do the Navy initially, but he's like, well, fuck, the USS Liberty. Are Israel going to have to kill more American sailors intentionally for no f***ing reason?
Yeah.
Like, maybe I should just do the Coast Guard instead. So
No one,
I
no
vibe
one
with
goes
that.
after the Coast Guard. They don't-
Exactly.
We're just ocean police.
Exactly.
And gardeners.
God, I
Pirates.
hate you.
Call it pub
I bet you
pirates.
turned away so many of my brave people.
Yeah, I've seen what you
Not
call
me.
gardens in
I'm-
Palestine.
My ancestors are Cuban,
You-
so they had to try to get
I
here.
wasn't in
Yeah.
Florida.
Yeah, I know,
through him.
I was
through
in New
his
Orleans.
people.
I did nothing.
New Orleans? Who the fuck comes in through New Orleans?
Rednecks.
Coast Guard? What are you even doing down there?
Mexicans.
Fighting off Kanye
You know what
West
they call you
mean
in
comments
Cuba?
about
They
George
call you
Bush?
raft sinkers.
True.
Fucking
Yeah,
Coast
because we
Guard
just fucking
scumbags.
machine gunned down. That's
I
what
bet
I
you
heard.
did. Probably. You probably have pictures of Lauren Southern on your fucking boat as you fucking
She was on the
gunned
boat.
down.
Yo, she was on the
She
boat
was the
with
training officer.
Probably, yeah,
the automatic
probably.
flare gun.
My
too, taking
fucking
them down.
God.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
She was among the best of us, honestly.
I bet she was.
Yeah, she
doing
got a
training.
medal, right?
Leave it to a Canadian
she
to
did-
teach Americans how to do real racism.
It's not because of that. It's because the automatic flare gun is a Canadian thing, and she was well trained on it, and we weren't. And they brought it down. This was new. I mean, this was early 2000s, and like this is a new thing. So it was fine. But no, really, I did nothing. I was a gardener, basically, in the Coast Guard. That was my service.
He mowed some crazy lawns.
Not that crazy.
Wait. Have you ever owned a house before?
Nah, dude, I'm poor.
Okay, hold on. Wait.
Don't make
You have
money.
a house.
I do.
Oh, but it doesn't
I'm
count
poor.
for you, okay?
I've had houses
no,
with big lawns.
Let
I've
me-
lived other places.
I want to tell you about the struggle, okay?
I've been poor, but that's
No,
fine.
no.
Go ahead.
It's not about being poor, okay?
I want to know what struggle
He's talking about the
is.
struggle about maintaining a garden.
No!
I've had a lawn.
Hold on. I'm talking about
3 acres.
not having a fenced-in lawn
Mm-hmm.
and living next to some old Social Security supported who has nothing to do with his day
Yeah.
beyond maintaining the most perfect Kentucky
Yeah.
bluegrass fucking lawn in the world. And every single time you go out to mow your lawn, because as you're a lazy fucking American, that's all you do, he's like out on his fucking porch watching you, judging you, laughing at you. I had my rear neighbor, the guy behind me, this guy, he must have had nothing else to do with his free time besides going out to his backyard with scissors, perfectly maintaining this fucking garden. If I ever went back to my house, I would poison this fucker's grass. I know he did his whole yard.
Why?
with
He
like
takes so much joy in
yeah,
it. Why
but
do you want to
then-
hurt him?
Because then when I'm mowing my yard, I look like a dick, and I look like a loser, and I look like I'm not taking enough care of my
You
grass.
weren't. You
yeah,
weren't.
compared to this guy who has all his whole life is invested.
You know what he was?
What? He's
Normally
a
the
fucking
expression is
loser.
that the grass is greener
He's
on the
a
other side.
loser.
He's like, the grass isn't greener
It's not
on the
on
other
his
side.
lawn.
I was going to
Oh
say he
my
was giving
God.
you PTSD by describing your service to you right now, but I mean,
No,
you know,
I-
that was a much more
My
sophisticated thing to
military
go for.
service was like a bunch of fucking, I don't know, it was very strange because you think that, when you join, first off, you don't have any say,
Yeah.
at least when in the Coast Guard, at least after you go through basic training, you don't have any say where they station you. You
Yeah.
can be on a fucking boat. You can be in Alaska. I just got lucky and I got New Orleans, stationed in New
Oh,
Orleans.
that's nice.
And what was surprising to me is that all the people that I was stationed with were fucking, like ultra rednecks. Like everyone was from Kentucky, Louisiana, Alabama, the whole fucking thing. And these guys, their fucking life was made because they were all like E4, E5, E6 for ranks.
Right.
And they're like, hey there, Hebrew. I
Wait,
ain't
can
never
you
seen
tell
one
us
of you
what is
around
that?
these parts before. Why don't you go down there and clean that boat?
What is
And I was-
E4? Can you explain? Because that sounds like Doom levels. What is E4, E5, E6?
it's like the rank that you have. You
what
come
rank,
in.
What rank did you get up to?
Well, I got up to E2.
Damn.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
When you get up to E2, they just give you an Israeli
That's
flag.
that's called fire. I was a fireman apprentice.
A fireman apprentice.
Yeah. It was very hard to exceed and excel in that very challenging environment where they enjoyed fucking with you. And I
Okay.
wasn't.
What is fireman apprentice? Are you like polishing the poles that they slide down?
No,
in the
fireman is like so they have they have a bunch of terms. The two main ones are seaman and fireman. Yeah, seaman, I know you know, but no. The difference is that the fireman was mostly like a kind of support role, like mechanical, meaning you would do stuff like fixing engines and...
What engines did you fix?
Well, we had 41-foot...
lawnmowers.
We had those too. They weren't 41 feet. We had 41-foot boats. We had a ribs with the whole thing. And basically, as a fireman, your job is to basically be a fucking mechanic. Like most people come out of the military and they're pretty well suited to, like, you know, go work.
Talk to me about one engine you fixed.
You understand that I said I was E2. Do you want to know one engine I fixed?
Is the engine E1? What is the engine fixer?
You don't get to, I don't get to do that. I get to watch. I get to fucking go in there and clean up the oil.
Talk to me about an engine that you watched get fixed.
Like I watched a lot of stuff happen.
When did you graduate from the military? I want to know what years I was working with my tax dollars being wasted on you not even remembering the fucking engines you were watching being fixed.
Because I wasn't watching them. I was cleaning the bilge. I was fucking...
What is a bilge?
It's the bottom of the boat where all the oil and the water mix.
Gunk builds
like on the outside or the inside?
The inside.
It's awesome.
It's not awesome. It fucking sucks.
But you could have died. Hold on. Lycan, if you ever play that fucking pipe goddamn thing again, I'm going to dox the fuck out of you. People are going to find your dog and they're going to kill it.
I know his real name.
All right. Alcohol is done for Steven.
Thank you. No, the pipe sound is done. Lycan? Hold on. Can you let Richard speak? He's our guest. Richard, what do you think about Dan watching other people doing all the work?
Yeah, I know. I think it's kind of interesting that even in the military, he was kind of a bit of a cuckold. Like, he was watching other soldiers do that.
Why do I get to be the cuckold?
Because you're the one watching. That's how that works, right?
I wasn't watching. I was doing the real work.
You just said you would.
No, I didn't even get to watch. They were like, Dan, go in there and clean the fucking bilge. And that's what I did. And then they're like, go cut the lawn. And I cut the lawn.
Meanwhile, the bull is upstairs fixing the lawn.
Yeah, they're doing fucking like badass shit. They're like, rebuilding engines.
Can you tell us like the coolest thing you did in the Coast Guard?
I got pepper sprayed.
Okay, not for training and not for you trying to sexually assault a woman. Give us like a cool thing that you actually did.
Well, one of those things was true.
Okay, I didn't know you did no training, but okay. Can you just tell us like a cool thing you did? There must be one drug bust. There must be one crazy yard that had crazy hills. There's got to be something, Dan. Just make it up. Make a story up, please. Make a story up.
We rescued a lot of people. They
Give me one cool rescue.
Okay, well, we were based on Lake Pontchartrain, and that's, I think, one of the biggest lakes in it's
Lake Pontchartrain?
Pontchartrain.
Pontchartrain?
Sounds Indian.
Sounds racist.
Yeah.
Okay, you're on the poncho train. Okay, so who did you save?
It's one of the longest. It's got one of the longest bridges. It's the causeway that goes across. I think it's 32 miles or something.
Okay.
Anyways, people were they get drunk and they crash their boats, which seems crazy to me because, like, what do you even crash into? But of all the shit to crash into, it's like you got a whole ocean and they crash it into the fucking bridge. So I don't know. We rescued a lot of people, like retards.
Did you
mostly? Oh, I forgot.
What?
Most of what my job was I answered the fucking phone calls of these people. Like you could call the Coast Guard station and be like, and I'd be like, hello, Fireman Saltman here. How can I help you? And they'd be like, help, my boat's sinking. And I'm like, well, sir, where are you located at? It's like, I don't fucking know. I'm near the bridge somewhere. And then we would have to go and look for it.
Shit. You're like a mall cop of the ocean.
I was a mall cop of the ocean.
That's
but
awesome.
Not even the cool part. I was like in the office.
But you took those calls.
I did take the calls.
Why are there so many rednecks at sea?
Because it's fucking Louisiana,
yeah,
bro.
there were a lot of
what the fuck?
I feel like if I went to Louisiana right now, I would be the governor in like 5 days.
They fish? How do they fish? They need boats.
There's no smart people in Louisiana.
Well,
that's not true. Dan, you were in Louisiana.
I wasn't smart when I was there.
I don't co-sign that statement.
Listen, those are the dumbest motherfuckers I've ever met have been down there. I swear to God, if I went back there, I would be president of Louisiana.
It is another world when you go down there to Louisiana.
Yeah, no, I've been to New
Like
Orleans,
when you go into the South, like Georgia, Louisiana, Alabama.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry, but it's the people down there.
Well, I had a great time when I was living in Georgia.
You would have a great time because you're basically like the smartest guy in the entirety of the
They would be so impressed with your accent too.
They would probably.
They did like that.
You could probably tell them that you're like King George, and they would actually believe you.
Yeah,
they literally would.
They would.
They would.
Well, not true to my experience. I found a lot of very, very genuinely kind and intelligent.
Oh, he's a
skilled
America
people.
simp. Oh my God.
Well, we are the best country.
We are true.
Yeah,
That is
it's
true.
like bar none. No
Can you
one
tell
comes
us,
close.
wait, what are the top 3 reasons why America is better than
The
Everyone.
UK?
Yeah.
Or just
No, everyone in general.
Better than everyone?
everyone in general, yeah, but especially the UK?
Entertainment industry.
Unwavering support for Israel.
True.
That's number one.
We don't
That's
have
number one.
We don't have Corbyn.
Second Amendment.
True.
Guns.
My God, that's so true.
And a steadfast refusal to acknowledge climate change. All 3 of those things.
Also true.
Why is that so weird? I don't know why that became the Republican sticking point. Is it just because there's so many Republican
Because who
donors?
the f- cares? Why do I want the
No, I
Democrats
think-
telling me what I can fucking drive?
No, it's not that. They don't
Just,
believe it. Has
hey,
to be because they're of
move.
the Koch brothers,
Just
right?
move. How many people
What
are
is
like...
that? What are you talking about?
Hold on. How many people are like, oh no, it's too warm? What? Everybody wants to go to Florida because it's warm. What if we can make it warm further north? That would just be better for everybody.
I have nothing to say. That is f***ing wild.
Name one thing wild about that. Go. Debate.
Do you think if it got warmer in Maine, it would be the same temperature in Florida?
Hold on. Counter question. Do you
Yes.
think people in Maine like the winters?
Yes,
He's
some of them
just-
do.
Notice how he has
They
to
do.
answer.
Some of them do.
Notice
They're
how,
weird. I don't know
like,
what
you're
to
not
say.
here. Like, what's the camera on? This one? Notice how he couldn't answer the question because he was
I don't think it's on
instantaneously.
that one.
We're going to call you Dan Sneako, okay? That's what we're going to call you from now because you just got obliviated by that question.
Oh, that's the Harry Potter thing.
No, it's
You know,
not.
I was in the.
That's
it
a
is.
fulcrum thing.
You were in Harry Potter.
Obliviate.
He was Harry Potter. J.K. Rowling had an idea for a second character. They called him Jewish Stein.
I'll take
but for some reason, it didn't make it over the...
Scotch.
Wasn't there
Cheers.
a
Thanks, man.
scandal
Appreciate that,
with
like,
J.K. Rowling where she made all of the banker dudes look slightly Jewish? Or
Oh,
something?
I've talked about this before.
Yeah.
I see, as a Star Trek fan, I already went through this with the Ferengi. I actually got marked down.
that's another one too.
Yeah, I got marked down for this at university because my professor was like a big fucking Star Trek fan.
Yeah.
And I basically wrote an essay. We had to do an essay about Deep Space Nine and Star Trek because that's just what he set on the course. You know, when you're like a tenured professor, you can just set any old bullshit basically. And
Can
no
they
one says
really do
anything.
that? Can they go?
Sure.
They can go.
Well, I mean,
ham
to be
wild?
fair, it was also a bullshit degree. It was
Oh,
a
yeah.
media studies and journalism degree. So,
Sure.
you know, I was just...
Oh, shit. That's the person that made our flowchart had the degree.
Yeah, I saw that too. Yeah. It was, he even said at the bottom, like
He's so wrong, and he's so confident while being wrong.
But anyway, so he was talking about how Star Trek was really, really progressive as a piece of media, and so I wrote an essay countering that claim by using the Ferengi and talking about
that's a good
how
piece.
you know they're all like the look like the Happy Merchant cartoon. It's gross.
Yeah.
And you know they're obsessed with the accumulation of wealth. It's like it's ridiculous, and it's so transparent, by the way. And what makes it worse, they were actually played by Jewish actors in the show.
Really?
Yes. And so I wrote all of that. That was an F. He gave me an F.
What a
Said I
motherfucker.
didn't understand Star Trek. I would never understand Trek.
You know
well,
what,
he's fucking dead now, Dan.
Well, I was gonna say what you should do is
So,
you should
fuck him.
send this VOD to him, but instead
Can't.
send it to his daughter.
I'll harass his widow.
Exactly.
Seems to be the play.
Look who's ahead now.
That's what
bitch.
journalists like to do these days. They harass widows.
Yes.
So,
Well, you know, it's a winning strategy at the end of the day.
winning hearts and minds.
What's a winning strategy?
Harassing spouses.
True.
Okay.
Anyway, what I wanted to bring back,
Yes.
you're going to go full circle.
Give it to me.
So, the DMCA thing, and I'm not talking specifically about ABBAs, but I have seen a bunch of videos about that.
Wait, real quick. Are we talking about actual DMCA or are we talking about like what Dan says?
Yeah.
DMCA is?
Well, forget content ID for now, I think. I think we should shelve the very
Okay, go
complex
ahead.
world of content
That's fine. Okay,
ID.
go ahead. So we're talking about DMCA, yeah?
Yeah, so one thing I do want to kind of acknowledge is, though, I know a lot of like YouTubers, they all act like the f***ing sky's falling when they get DMCA, but is it not kind of the meta to make content about the DMCA struggle a lot of the time? Like every time I watch a YouTuber when they're blowing up, it's always like them in the thumbnail looking really sad and like, my channel's about to get obliterated.
Yeah.
And then it just seems to play out and it's a normal DMCA process.
Do you think does he look sad?
I mean, I can't tell there. That's a really bad freeze frame.
Is it a bad freeze frame?
Yeah, because his eyes are rolling up in his head. It looks like he's walking.
That's the guy in the Preach? Doesn't that look like
I talked to that guy on the right before.
Preach looks
multiple
sad.
times.
Wait,
Okay, so we're
stage
friends.
right or video right? Stage right is from
Video
the
right.
perspective of the actors. Video right? Oh, ABBA.
Yeah, I've talked to him
Comes
a
on
lot.
my chat a lot and talks to me.
Oh yeah, me too. We're good friends.
Well, he talks to me more than you.
He's actually been messaging with me
Well,
during the show.
he DMs me a lot more, actually. He actually DMs me a lot of stuff.
No, I don't
All
think
of his
so.
personal hopes, dreams, fears,
So
aspirations.
again, I'm not talking specifically about ABBA, but I am talking about the way content creators use DMCAs to drive engagement. I just wondered if you had any thoughts about that.
Yeah,
'cause I'd
Dan,
be
what do you think about that?
Be interested.
What
Dan
needs-
Dan has almost no original thoughts. It's actually insane.
Could you give him
that is
some?
like slightly
I-
hurtful.
well,
slide in like
because
some cliff
the
notes?
problem is that
so
I haven't talked about this on stream yet, so Dan doesn't know the contrarian opinion to take yet.
okay, yeah,
but
gotcha.
Dan, why don't you go ahead and tell us your thoughts?
This is gonna be really rough because I haven't already heard what to say. So I'm gonna have to.
Do you want to take a wild guess?
I'm gonna wing it.
Okay,
Yeah,
good.
I'm gonna go
Let's see.
wild.
Go ahead,
Like
Dan.
you did with that flow chart.
So do you know? You probably don't know this. Do you know who the Dylan dude is? Who like went to Ukraine? What's his name? Dylan Burns.
Dylan Burns.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I heard of him, but I mean, I
put
don't
some
know him.
respect on that name, okay?
Anyway, so Dylan Burns has one of his channels perma-fucked from YouTube.
Right.
And he's been bitching and moaning about it forever. And I typed him up a long response and I was like, listen, you ain't getting the shit back. You know, you're not getting it back specifically for the reason that you've appealed and been denied and then done the second appeal and been denied. You're not getting it back just because if YouTube did give it back to you, there would be like a million other channels that would come and be like, hey, what's going on here? Where's the third appeal at? So that's never going back to you. So the whole thing that you should do is that you should basically go make a new channel and hope that you can basically ride the fucking train. Be like, hey, YouTube fucked us. We had to make a new channel. You know, ride the wave of new subs.
Can you just go and do that if you get a channel nuked?
Well,
can you just go
you're
make a
not.
new
You're
one?
not banned.
Wait,
right.
You're demonetized.
Is he responding at all to your question right now?
Not really. No.
I am.
He's getting there.
No, but I think he's going to get there.
I think he thinks in flowcharts.
Yeah.
So he's
I'm
following.
trying
So,
to.
We're very
Let him-
early on in the
wait,
flow
wait,
chart.
God, let him go. Go ahead.
I am following conversation. So the whole point behind this is that he can essentially make content like YouTube fucked us. We had to start over and then benefit that into basically launching an entire new channel that gets blessed with the algorithm because he gets a ton of subs all at once.
But what I was kind of talking about were the ones where their channel's never really at threat. Do you know what I mean? It's like, or it maybe is, but then it's always going to get resolved. And I just feel like every big YouTuber I've seen, they always have this weird moment where my channel's about to get obliterated. It's an existential crisis. They make like 8 videos about it. They gain a ton of followers, Reddit threads.
Do they really get a lot of followers?
Yeah, because the thing is, people like to rally against fundamental unfairness, which is why Israel has no support.
True. Absolutely true.
Can you sit up in your fucking chair? No more. You know, I asked for this in the past.
Why are
for
you
him
looking
to
at
be
the camera?
drinking.
Look at us. You're talking to us right now.
I asked for you to be drinking
We're on this
in the
side
past,
of the table.
and this is a mistake.
You're getting fucking gangbanged.
I've seen Steve
Richard
in
Lewis
a
just-
worse state than this.
Richard
so
Lewis just destroyed you.
yeah, with facts and logic.
With facts and logic. My God. I didn't know you were a college student getting railed by Ben Shapiro, but that's what I just watched right here. Holy facts and logic.
Boom. The time
Are you going to counter him?
That time at Breitbart paid off big time.
It did pay off.
Yeah,
This is a
You get
Breitbart. Breitbart journalist. You know that,
anti-Jew
right?
knowledge there. Yeah.
Well, they have offices in Israel.
Yeah,
that's a fact.
Offices
you
or
have to
officers?
study your enemy. Obviously, that's like
No, I would go so far as to say I think you can certainly make an argument for Breitbart being a racist publication because they did have an entire tab at one point dedicated to black crime statistics, which is, that's the ultimate dog whistle, isn't it? But I mean, they have offices in Israel. I never really saw anything anti-Semitic there. My boss was Jewish.
Damn.
What do you think of him?
Milo.
Wait, Milo. Wait. Yeah. Milo is fucking Jewish?
Yeah, well, I know he says he doesn't like Jewish people now, but so whether he was LARPing or not, like, because Milo was like such a habitual liar, you never really know what's true and what isn't. Like,
just like him.
He's also renounced his homosexuality.
Just like him.
But I definitely saw him with guys, so who fucking knows?
Just like him.
Yeah, exactly, right.
There's pictures floating around of Dan and Mr. Mooten having a fucking saucy
Mr.
makeout.
Moon, what happened to him?
After he fucking made out with Danny, he had to disappear from the internet.
Is that it?
Yeah.
Is he actually still around?
The problem is that the Mossad knows that their strongest warriors have to be heterosexual, so they had to take Mr. Mooten out of the picture.
What really happened to Mr. Mooten?
I'm
Come
serious.
on, fill me in, because I ducked out from your orbit.
The answer is he got married like a loser, and then had a wife like a loser, and is doing like
those
real
two
world
things
stuff.
usually do go together.
Yeah, like a
true.
loser.
Yeah.
And now he's
I'm
living a
not married
happy
yet.
life. He's made it out. Okay? We're like the guys that are like still in prison, and he's like on the other side, and we're like, good for him.
Yeah,
but really, we're like, fuck him.
Yeah, fuck him. He's a pussy.
Yeah, fuck him. Fuck that guy.
How dare he quit the life?
Exactly.
How dare he quit the life?
He could be f***ing men
He had
getting
that tattoo on his back, said he was down forever.
Exactly.
I'm going to
And he
sand
probably
that
got-
off.
True.
First
If he
chance I
comes
get.
back in, we are going to stand it off.
Good.
And we're going to come on him with flaccid dicks.
Yeah. As we
Because
stand
to
it.
prove that, like, we're coming on you for disrespect, but we're
Yeah,
not even turned
it's not
on
even
from
sexual.
it. We're not even turned
no,
exactly.
It's not even sexual. You're
God,
gross.
fuck, that's such a power move.
Yeah, we
Holy
should do
shit.
that. That's the ultimate alpha coming
It
with
is
the
the
soft
ultimate
dick.
alpha coming with a flaccid dick. I'm gonna try this
You
so
watch, by
hard.
the way, Andy Tate's going to be promoting this in,
It will be,
inside of a month.
you should be making children with flaccid dicks.
Yeah. Sneako will be out there, guys.
Exactly.
I've got the new tech.
And he's gonna be like he's got his face like he does this all the time.
By the way, when we did our podcast yesterday, I didn't know you'd come straight from talking to fucking Sneako down to do the podcast, because I watched that clip last night when I got back.
I didn't know
wild
either.
shit,
That
huh?
was fucking wild.
Why do people who feel strongly about the age of consent never say the age they think is the
I
right
just
age?
think
They
that
never do
Sneako,
it.
I think personally he really likes having like testicles emptied into his asshole, and so he comes on to conversations with me because he's like, I haven't been fucked in so long, and he comes to me, and I'm like, I'll fuck you, babe, if that's what you really want.
I just think all those guys are sad. Like I see like Sneako and Adin Ross and people, I just see them as like the same person. Like they're just basically like they've acquired a lot of fame and notoriety by sort of pandering to the type of audience they are, but they really need like strong male mentors, and they won't admit it to themselves. They're just really like lost and alone and afraid. I think Nick Fuentes is like that too. I think a lot of what he does is a fucking LARP. I think these are just lonely guys who are too like scared to say, you know, we need like we're looking for someone positive, and the best we can fucking do is like Jordan Peterson or something.
He really dresses well, Jordan Peterson.
Oh, I mean, yeah, when he's dressed like Harvey fucking Two-Face out of the comics, it's embarrassing, isn't it? Like,
What?
you know.
Embarrassing?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah,
That's a fucking sick look.
I think between that and tweeting the Chinese milking on by accident,
yeah,
I think like he
had
surrendered a lot of credibility.
He's
on
had
the
some
internet, you know.
mistakes, no doubt. Okay, no doubt. But
It's all kicking off over
You
here.
need to drink some.
Better have some water.
Drink
bro.
some of that water.
Yeah.
I feel like there was something. Hold on, I got a lot of. Is there any August messages here? Okay, no, good. What?
God,
Why
he's
is
so
it that
annoying.
Ethan won't be friends with you? He hates Hassan now.
Who says he's not friends with me?
He's not friends with you? We know that.
We talked one time.
Yes.
He's probably scared
Why? He
that if
doesn't need to
I
be.
have friendships,
We're like his best friends.
You don't
It's
know that.
become an insanely unpopular opinion, but I actually like Ethan.
I do too.
Yeah,
I've been a fan since day one.
I think.
Obviously.
I gotta say, I think. While there's definitely been some not so great episodes of the podcast, like the Bill Burr kind of debacle, I will say I think it's fundamentally unfair to, if you're a fan of somebody and they try and pivot and do different types of content, if you dogpile them for you not liking that content, I think you're kind of a piece of shit. And I always felt it was like mega unfair to even compare the podcast medium to like scripted comedy videos like they used to do.
Yeah.
And yeah, I don't know. I think he's been very unfairly maligned by a lot of people on the internet.
I think he's doing a great work, and he's under a tremendous amount of stress, and a lot of people give him shit, and it's not needed at all. It's like the amount of shit he gets for what he does, especially all of the shit for the fact that his wife was in the IDF was fucking unreal.
Oh, well, I mean, listen, much like Stephen, and I did say this at the time.
I've
but
never been in the IDF.
No. But much
Not
like,
yet.
Just
much
paid by
like
the
Stephen
IDF.
before Ethan, I said, look, if you can't be around that Hassan cat, because he's only going one way, and his audience are going to be psychos, and he's going to lean into that, and then he's going to complain about his audience and whine that his viewership's going down.
Dan does the same thing.
Because
Yeah.
it's a fucking, when you pander to extremists, it's essentially a fucking zero-sum game, and that's what he's
Mr.
lent
Peterson
into.
said. He said that eventually you'll be
Mr.
held to
Peterson,
higher.
that's Dr. Peterson.
Dr.
Dan,
Peterson
right?
said that you're held to a higher and higher standard,
Yeah.
and eventually
it
come
becomes impossible to meet. Yeah, absolutely.
kill you at the end.
Yeah. Well, I don't know about that part, but what I will say is, like, it was very sad watching Ethan kind of learn that a large part of his audience with the with the podcast he was doing with Hassan, like, despised him and his wife and his child, and all through October 7th. You know, I know that was very emotionally wearing, like it was on a lot of Jews who had family and people who were affected by that. Ethan's one of those guys, and then it's like you turn to your content and your audience for a bit of comfort, and they're all
They hate you all of a sudden.
they're all chanting death to Israel, and they want you to die. So I feel really fucking sorry for the position Ethan's in.
I
wish the
we
internet
could-
would give him a break.
Where's Ethan based out of? Is it New
All
York?
I know is that October 7th didn't happen in a vacuum. I just want to let that be known. Okay.
All right.
It didn't happen in a vacuum.
Okay. Well, we're huge fans of H3H3, and
I'm a huge fan of October 7th. I just want to say, Lycan, what did I fucking tell you about
Right,
that?
ducks in.
I'm so sorry.
Deploy the ducks. Release.
Jared, that's his first name. Jared. His last name is coming next. If he ever does that pipe sound again.
We're gonna, we'll figure this out. Hey, it's coming up on that donation time. Do we have any?
I sent you a bunch.
Oh, okay.
He sent them to you. Check your Discord.
Oh, we're gonna do this, and we're gonna have to do some viewer call-ins. There's a lot of people that are very interested in your limp dick now.
Oh, okay, cool.
Okay.
The easiest time to shit on my
All right,
audience.
based Nebraska Steve coming out after a few shots. More during anything else. Omega lol. That was from Terry. Wow, thanks, Terry.
We didn't really get into it. You didn't express any opinions about Ethan Klein.
Yeah,
I think
give us,
he's
what are
amazing.
the,
You just said you
what are the
liked
top 3 things you like about Ethan Klein?
Man, I don't even know if I could start.
Here's a question. He just had a child. Would you like Ethan Klein still, even if he didn't get his son circumcised? How would you feel about that?
I would feel nothing. You know,
You don't even care?
This is a mistake.
I'm serious. You don't
I'm
care
sorry.
at all about that?
I'm sorry that this happened. Okay.
Wow. Okay. Go ahead.
All right. Wow. Twitch ban salinity and makes her go to copyright
This
school.
guy,
Yeah, we
he's
can
the
talk about that.
Sneako of Judaism. He doesn't even believe in his faith.
I don't.
I
It's
know.
bullshit. What? I'm sorry.
My
Yeah.
God.
Which part?
All of
of
it.
it.
The whole thing?
All
You
religion.
renounced the Torah?
But you better believe when he's got responsibilities, he's the
Yeah,
most Jewish guy in the fucking. Oh, I've got Shabbatha, I've got Passover,
Yes,
I can't
that's
fucking
what
do anything.
Listen.
Whenever he can use it as an excuse,
just interrupts
he's the
me.
most
He's a
Jewish
bad
fucking
person.
dude in the world.
No.
Holy shit, it's unfucking believable.
You do get days off work for that shit.
It's unreal.
That-
This guy will be at the checkout of CVS asking for a discount on conditioner with his Hasidic fucking Jew hat on. Like, I've got so much hair, please, like, cut me a fucking discount. It's unbelievable, this guy.
I don't know if that works. Does CVS have the
actually is.
Hasidic discount?
Yeah, they do, actually.
Shabbat Shalom, as you can see, the 20% off the conditioner. Anyways, no, all religion.
Calm down, Mordecai.
Yeah.
He's their Dracula. That's what you sound like.
Oh, Jesus. Dracula. Okay, that's a bit of a
Yeah, I don't know.
anti-Semitic trope. I told you.
Wait, is
Like-
Dracula anti-Semitic?
Well,
Yeah,
no,
yeah,
he's
yeah.
implying that the
Yeah,
voice
yeah,
is
He
Dracula.
sounds
Yeah.
like vampire.
No,
No,
that's
that's Russian.
Russian. Jewish people and vampires right now.
Yeah,
like,
that's
and
fine.
Fucking
Oh,
stop,
because
mate.
of the blood libel stuff.
Yeah,
No,
it's
because-
gross, isn't it?
It is gross. Dan does that. I've seen him. I've watched it.
All right, great. Yeah, people. Well,
What's the next
this
topic
will-
on the August list?
Yeah. What you
Yeah.
said one.
Okay, Twitch bans Alinity. You know, I don't
Wow.
know that.
Oh my God.
How about the butthole cameras that were allowed on Twitch for a solid month?
Oh my
Yes.
God.
Yeah.
Are we
I
going to
saw
give a
that.
controversial take about how sexual content on Twitch has gone overboard and we shouldn't really support it anymore? And it's so crazy that these people. Richard Lewis,
Hmm.
please, can you go ahead and tell us what do you think about over softcore porn
certainly
quality
can,
on
Stephen.
Twitch? Go ahead. My God.
I support it.
Wow.
Are we all holding our microphones now?
Yeah, it looks like we're all like.
All right. Well,
So, Stephen.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you buttholes, I support them.
yeah, I
I'm
like
pro
the transparent.
That's
transparent
base.
chair.
Yeah.
it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
No, on a serious note,
Yes.
I don't understand. Like, right. So, one of Twitch's biggest failures has been the consistent attempt to police sexualized content because they can't draw where the line is in a way that makes sense. And equally, every time they ban a streamer above a certain size, they do it for 3
When you
days
say
as a warning.
size, is that size
I ain't
like,
talking about
like
the
34
yeah, I'm
DD
talking
or
about- yeah.
you just mean like viewer count?
Yeah, viewer
Okay.
count. Yeah.
Go ahead.
And so for me, I think like why not just lean into it and just allow this content?
Yeah, why not, Dan?
It just makes it so fucking simple.
Well, I think they're going to run into the same issue that the Twitter shit does.
Really?
what
Wait, hold on.
the advertising.
Yeah.
You can actually
But
ask. Wait,
clearly not.
Dan here was the creator. Have you ever heard of a? Hold on.
Can
Have
you
ever-
stop?
Wait,
When-
have you ever heard of? Have you
I-
heard of a website called Tiny Chat?
Why are you doing
Do you know
this?
Tiny Chat?
You do
Right.
know
Okay.
because you fucking put it in your tweet when you're
Yeah,
calling
you
me
put it
out.
in your tweet.
Yeah,
So
bad memory.
Dan, hold on. Don't
Well,
worry.
it's the alcohol. So what
Dan
did I
is
do?
he was the founder of
I
a
love this.
website
Yes.
called Tiny Chat. Now, you might not be aware of this, but it was the precursor to a lot of large internet things, and celebrities, ostensibly, meaning purportedly, but not actually, used Tiny Chat, okay? Now,
Doja Cat did.
Dan-
Dan, she was caught being racist in it.
Dan, so tell us, as somebody that ran Tiny Chat, so
Yeah.
he's got industry experience, background knowledge, meaning that his opinion is more worthwhile than an ordinary person's opinion.
Than yours, certainly.
Then, Dan, yes, so can you tell us what kind of internal struggles might Twitch.tv be facing when it comes to balancing sexual content with advertiser pressure? Because he's made
He's
these
had it
decisions.
firsthand. Okay.
Tell us.
I'm
Go
locked
ahead
in.
and
Actually,
tell us,
genuinely.
Dan. Give us your industry experience.
I think that there is immense pressure because if you fuck up, you know what it is? It's one network
Yeah.
that can fuck you. You know
Which
what it is?
one?
Google.
What?
Okay.
The DoubleClick network.
Yeah,
Holy
right.
shit.
If they decide, if you start showing ads, even accidentally against content that's not safe for work, they can boot you off
Well,
the whole thing.
I remember the Adpocalypse, the first one, where it was like Coca-Cola was on a jihadi fucking video on YouTube. I remember
Probably
that.
weren't happy about that.
No, funnily enough, yeah.
Yeah, I imagine that's probably a lot of the reasoning that we're seeing.
Did you follow the story where there was like an ISIS
Why am I even
execution shit, and there was a truck that was being driven? It was like fucking Rod's construction company, and they somehow this truck had been sold all the way to the Middle East to fucking ISIS. Have you heard the story?
No,
at all?
I actually haven't.
It was
This is-
basically
like, hey, there's my truck.
Yeah, there was like a local construction company like fucking Ohio, and his truck had been sold to fucking ISIS. So there's like people drowning in the background and they're being lifted out of this cage and like Rod's construction. Yeah.
For all your construction needs. Like,
I don't.
Jesus
This is not funny.
Christ.
This is sad.
No,
but-
it's sad, but
Yeah.
also it is
No.
hilarious in a fucked up way.
But it's more funny than sad.
Yeah, maybe.
It's more funny than sad.
Yeah, I mean a little bit. Not really. There's a big thing about
No,
how
but
they
also
like
as well,
Toyotas.
you said they were drowning them like on chains and stuff.
Yeah,
so
you
it was
never saw those videos? It was wild.
I mean, no, I've only seen beheadings. So I've never seen the drowning.
They set people on fire.
You're not
They
subscribed to
drown
any of
people.
those subreddits?
No. I just wait for it to come on my Twitter feed. Eventually, it does. You
Jesus
see all that stuff.
So,
you know?
you mean your ex feed? Lycan, can I ask you a serious question?
Yeah.
Please.
Why didn't you have any chocolate snacks?
Because you have never requested. The snacks that you have had have been out of the kindness of my fucking heart.
Okay, Lycan, thank you.
How many times
also-
have I brought you a chocolate fucking milk?
I said thank you.
All right,
You're
real
like
quick.
freaking
Hey,
out.
Have you really reduced all the people you work with to like a fucking entourage?
They're my employees. It's way different.
Oh, okay. Fair enough.
Do you want to be employed by me?
Nah, I'm good.
You. That's
Are
a
you-
great.
you're
We
you're
provide
self-employed
vision,
now, right?
medical, dental.
No, but it's better for both of us.
First
You wouldn't
off, he-
respect me if I said yes.
And he doesn't offer any of those things either. He's lying to you.
Yeah,
What are you
okay,
talking about?
You have medical and dental.
Yeah, like I come in your wife's mouth, and it helps her health, and
You
it
know,
gives
what
her
about
teeth
if I
a
wanted to
bright,
show my
pearly
wife
white shine.
this episode? Now I can't do it. Well, I was like, hey babe, look at the latest episode I did.
You can
with
show her
Steve.
that because she'll
No, I
watch 5
can't.
minutes and turn it
I
the fuck
can't.
off.
And not only that,
you know why she wouldn't watch it?
I
Because
can
you're
never
on it, Dan.
bring- I
She'd
can
say, I
never-
get enough of you all day. I don't want to
can
watch
never.
anything with you in
I've
it.
been married 20 years, and I
She
was like,
watches every
how
stream
would
I
you
do,
feel?
Dan.
How would you feel coming on to the show?
Coming
like
on
if we do
Dan?
like 10,000
You'd be like, God, I'm coming on the
subscribers or
worst
something.
man in the
no.
world.
And she said,
Don't do it.
I'd fucking kill
You are the
myself
one
before
guy
came
that I
on there.
could come
Don't do
on
that,
with
man.
a small.
I
with a
also think it's
plastic dick.
important as well. Like honestly, if you're ever in Steven's orbit for a long period of time, you're gonna. He does attract some crazies. He's always attracted some
Barely,
crazies.
not really.
Yeah,
not
I know you
much.
wouldn't know that from the callers today.
Wait, name 7 crazy people in my orbit.
I can name a few.
Well, your fucking moderation team on your subreddit.
That's probably me. If you got banned, it's probably by me.
No, I'm just kidding.
I literally wake up.
Thought's good people.
I wake up, and if I had a bad dream, I just ban everybody. I'll open a thread and be like, man, this guy, and ban.
I do it too, but I worry sometimes. I'm
You
like,
need to lose mod privileges in my sub.
No.
If I'm asked, Matt, I can ban people. Who the fuck are you to ban people?
I
on
can
my
ban
sub?
people too. I only ban when it's not constructive feedback.
Lycan, cut the camera to me. If you've been banned by Dan, DM me and I'll unban you. Just to
And-
fuck with Dan. Nothing. There's the thing that makes me the happiest.
Dan's gonna have bigger
Do you know what
problems
makes
when
me
he's
the
in prison
happiest?
after what you just said. So
I like
I
that
can't.
Dan will
you can't
never
go to prison. You'll just be
He
bankrupt. But
literally
then
can't
you
go
end
to
up in prison
Listen,
because
there's a very high bar,
Yeah.
okay, when you're
Okay.
a public figure
Yeah.
for proving actual malice. Did you know that?
it felt malicious to me. I'll go on the record.
It's actually all right. Well, listen, I only did it because you told me.
No, you
that
can't
I
pin
should
this
tell
on
my
me.
story
dude.
on Rust
You
earlier.
definitely can't pin that on me, bro.
Listen.
No chance. I'm fully denouncing it and renouncing it. So
Listen, Rust is Rust, man. That's what do you want me to say? You know,
I want you to know that I'm going to be honest with you.
I wonder what Slasher would say.
No.
What happened?
Do you know what Rust is?
he'd tell you the same thing I said.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he doesn't know what happened, or does he?
No, look, right. So again, we don't know what happened.
do you mean he doesn't know what
we
happened?
We only know what sources were saying at
Yeah.
the time, and then it's all been. There was a agreement somewhere along the line that they wouldn't sue
An
each other or
agreement?
something.
Interesting. I didn't know there was an agreement.
Yeah, that's what Guy tweeted anyway. If you saw that stuff, sorry, Doc tweeted. I should.
You're on a first name
distinguish the
first name
character.
basis.
Well, no, I should just distinguish the character from the
I am
person.
as well.
And you know, he
everybody.
tweeted out that like I won't be suing. It was something like I won't be suing Twitch moving forward, and I'm going to get on with my career.
Interesting.
Listen. Based on what, like, for me, I think if you're a company and you deplatform someone and you have employees that intimate there's something bad there, I personally think you have to answer for that. And I think if you don't, hiding behind the whole, we would never talk about a band publicly when we know that isn't true because they have for other bands in the past. I think that's cowardice, and I think they should put up or shut up. I think Doc should be back on Twitch, and that's based on
100%. I'll tell you the other thing as well. I don't like that the only way that you get shit done with Twitch now is if you have back channels. So I knew, I emailed Dan Clancy, and I was trying to find out, like, hey, can I stream? Like, and if I stream, can I like go over this podcast because Steven's banned on Twitch?
Yes.
And he's like, hey, listen, in like 2 weeks, there's a change coming up where we're going to go over this. And it's like, why the am I emailing the CEO to find this out? How about instead you have actual clear messaging?
Yeah, like
and
policies.
Stop like flip flopping every week. It's embarrassing.
I feel like Dan brought that up just to humble brag that he's fucking emails the CEO.
Oh my fucking Christ!
Dude, we get it, dude. Interview with fucking Jake Lucky. This Dan guy talks to anyone. Dan still thinks
that it's like really special, so he wants to bring up that he emailed. Dan, we get it. You emailed the CEO. You're so cool. Dan, you're so cool.
You know, I was. What? Okay. You know, you do it because you'd be surprised how much you
what? Surprised about what?
Can you shut the up for a second? Fucking Christ. You would be
that's our guy. Don't say that.
No, he's my guy.
He's not your guy.
He's my guy. You know what? He's my guy.
Can I tell you a bit of lore?
Oh, for fucking Pete's sake.
Okay, check this out, okay?
God forbid I can have a fucking sentence.
You've got a rapist and a murderer, and then you got Jesus.
And they're both Dan.
And you've got Jesus.
Okay.
And there's this guy, okay, he's Roman. His name is Pontius Pilate. And he's like, listen, okay? And he's talking to Dan's great-great-great-great-grandfather. He's like, shouldn't we kill the rapist and the murderer? And Dan's great-great-grandfather, he's like, no, kill fucking Jesus. What the fuck, bro? And then they did it. The Romans never wanted to kill Jesus. Dan's great-great-great-grandfather were like, kill Jesus.
3 generations.
4. I'm just saying that, like, a lot of people don't know that, but our guy was literally killed by
Romans.
No, the Romans didn't even want to kill him. Dan's
I've
great
got to be honest,
grandfather.
Dan, if I'd heard that, I might not have come on this podcast.
I'll tell you right now, if all it takes is like a little whisper to get you to kill someone, you're still
It wasn't
the problem.
a little whisper. It was all your Pharisees and your false prophets. You guys were
We didn't have
gambling.
any prophets.
You guys were gambling in the fucking
Is
temple.
this a metaphor for the Twitch CEO?
No, it's what actually happened.
Yeah,
That's why the only time Jesus ever got mad is when his people were gambling in the fucking temple, and that's when he flipped
Jesus
the tables.
flipped the table.
Yeah, but it was
Yeah, I
righteous.
remember that,
It wasn't bad. He was like correct to be upset because they were desecrating the holy grounds.
Yeah, you can't do that.
Yeah.
To be fair.
But also, he was resurrected, as much as he'll deny it.
Yeah.
Do you hold on? Wait, watch this. Watch me get him on this. It's just like the Sneako age of consent question.
Okay, go on.
Dan, do you think that Jesus was resurrected?
I do.
Bullshit! You're not even Jewish now. Now you're
22, got
Christian.
him.
Now he's Christian.
I don't believe in any of it to begin
Listen,
with.
another W for the Judeo-Christian
Oh my
alliance.
God.
Yeah,
You're
we
lying.
are. Let's do
He
it.
doesn't even
Let's
believe
do
it.
it.
So back to the thing about the Twitch CEO.
Oh, yeah.
Because we talked about it a little bit yesterday on the podcast.
I should be unbanned. He said that.
Yeah, like 100%.
I did too.
I sent emails. Are you going to ban somebody for, first of all, opinions off platform?
He doesn't care.
Which should never happen.
Yeah.
That should never happen.
Yep.
Like anything I say on Twitter should not affect whether I am allowed to use Twitch or not.
True.
And I hate that
I disagree.
Well, that's crazy. I hate this big tech overreach. Should I put it this way, right? Imagine one of the things that
the first thing that happens when you're a school shooter is I feel like everyone at every company is like, hey, what's this guy's account? And we need to fucking close it right away. Because the second that shit happens...
Yeah, and they shouldn't. It's grotesquely unethical, actually, because journalists might need to mind that for context.
Or content.
Yeah,
yeah.
Sure.
You're like, this is making my job way more difficult.
But I actually...
Every time a shooting happens, I go into this guy's Reddit and I control F Hassan. And I'm like, please let this guy be a Hassan poser. Yes.
The last guy was.
Well, but it was
the one who...
I mean,
what I wanted.
what, these self-immolation dudes?
Yeah.
I mean, of course, Hassan's audience is setting
Well, hey,
themselves
listen, I
on
prefer
fire.
that to them coming after...
I mean, it's better that than listen to him try and break down geopolitics.
If I did a fundraiser for like Palestinian supporters and it was all like kerosene and matches, do you think that'd be in poor taste?
Can you stop? I do not... We don't subscribe to that.
But it would be that.
I don't subscribe to anything that's happened on this podcast at all.
I'm not involved.
That would be a good funnder.
What, to raise money for kerosene and matches for Hassan viewers? Is that what you're saying?
Apparently,
For
like
protesters.
Oh, well, listen, if they want to do it.
You f up your
know?
microphone. Stop f***ing with it.
I'm not fucking it up.
People are complaining you f with the mic.
Yeah,
Stop touching it.
A robot.
No, I bet like and unplugged me. I did unplug it. Sorry. I'm sorry.
Hey, you know what? You f***ing shit on me and said that the f***ing audio was going to be bad for Discord, and it was
talk to
fine.
him. Don't even acknowledge what he's
Don't
saying.
acknowledge him.
Lycan is like a snake.
You
If
know,
you don't move, he can't actually see.
He's bringing in another dude to like try and redo this place.
Oh, the homosexual jokes. Nice. Bringing in another dude. Good one, Dan.
I don't think
nice
he's going
one.
that direction.
Not as bad as you guys bringing in immigrants to undermine white people in the United
we'll
States.
have this conversation.
The Great Replacement. I'm aware of it. True. Thank you, Lycan.
I don't even know who Don DeMarco is.
You wouldn't.
Because I'm racist?
Okay, can we let Richard have his say? Go ahead, Richard.
Well, so I was just saying, to bring the conversation back to where we were about the Twitch policies and the banning. It does seem very strange to me that like Steven is banned for things he said off platform, not on platform.
I'm starting to feel like I understand Steve's ban actually a little bit more after tonight. Yeah.
Why?
No. Do you want to know what's happened to him? He got pushed out to Extremist Island, aka Kick.
I'm not even that extreme though.
No, but now you were encouraged to be.
Aren't
you? Because Kick's not going to ban you. You can say anything you want.
But I'm also on YouTube. I'm not that extreme.
That's true.
Yeah, but then you've got an editor that can, because you don't.
August is extreme.
Well, okay.
He's an extremist.
I have to fight him a lot.
He hates all of the native Aboriginal people of Australia. Did you know that?
What are you talking about?
If you talk with him a little bit, he goes crazy. He uses terms you're not supposed to use for that.
Like, give me an example.
I can't say it.
No. Go ahead and give me an
You know
example.
what I'm talking about? He's one of those
people.
people. There's like a small sect of people in Australia that like really hate the Aboriginal people of Australia. I don't know why he's like that.
They're doing that thing that a lot of colonialists do, and I know you'd have no frame of reference for this. But
yes,
that was really good.
He's laughing because he hates Israel.
Right.
And Dan is a colonialist that supports
He's doing
Israel.
that thing a lot of colonialists do. But what they do is they ruin the lives of indigenous people to the point where they unfortunately are economically disenfranchised.
Yeah.
They do things that are against their own self-interests. They turn to crime, they turn to drugs to alleviate pain, and then they condemn them for behaving in that way.
That's what Dan does.
And we've seen this historically, it's just throughout history, isn't it? So and obviously a lot of Australians that are anti-Aboriginal.
Stop with your microphone.
I'm not.
I feel like I'm you now. Leave it alone.
Hold on. Nothing triggers me more than when Richard Lewis is in the middle of a fucking killer monologue. He's delivering like a soliloquy.
I heard him.
These are really good.
No. But you interrupted it by interrupting with some dumb shit. Can you? I'm sorry. Can you please?
You notice how I'm holding it down, and people are saying I'm drunk in the chat. It's absolutely outrageous, by the way.
Well, you've been a little bit out of control, but that's okay.
This is welcome to my world. Every time I'm at this point.
I'm glad Stephen had a drink tonight.
Oh, I'm glad too, because this is the.
Do you want to know what's fucked up though?
What?
He still didn't say the most ridiculous thing this podcast.
What, the N-word?
No. Stop.
I have the pass. I've been given to it by.
You do not have the pass.
I've gotten it by like
Whoever
7 different
gave
people.
it.
I'm basically the Captain Planet of the N-word at this point. I've had so many different nationalities granted to me.
No. You're not allowed.
Not allowed to what?
You're not allowed to say it.
Say what? The end.
No. Stop.
What if I'm reading another person saying it?
Okay.
Okay, what's the next thing on the list? Oh, by the way,
we were still talking, and we still never got to the bottom of the discrepancies in Twitch.
I'll say this: Twitch needs to get their Twitch needs to get their shit.
Wow!
Shut the
up
that's
for
so
a second. Talking about Twitch needs to get their shit together again, Dan. That's such a brave.
Kick wouldn't have as viable a business model
if it wasn't for all the Twitch.
If it wasn't for Twitch,
I don't know if they do have a viable business model.
Okay, well, when I use the term viable business model, like I mean they're willing for now to throw money at the platform, but they can attract a higher level of talent than they ordinarily would be able to because of Twitch's own policies.
Yeah, I agree.
Which are, when you're a creative type.
I don't even know what Twitch's policies are anymore.
Exactly.
That's the whole point, Dan.
They flip-flop.
Yeah, we don't even know what they are.
I understand this. Listen, Lycan.
Yeah.
Pulling the camera on me. I have a message for Dan Clancy.
You got it.
God.
Shut up and don't interrupt me.
No, we won't.
No, this is important. Hey, Dan. Dan here. I wanted to let you know that we're tired of your site changing the rules every week. Nobody knows what's going on. Get your shit together, unban Destiny, and make a site that people actually want to go to. It's disgusting and it's stupid that you've let it go this long. Just shut the f*** up! All right? The misspeak shit needs to end. And f*** you, Dan. I emailed you and asked you 3 times to unban him and you said nothing.
He misspoke. Hold on. Do you understand
Stupid.
Do you understand the misspeaking thing? We can talk when Dan ducks.
Look at this. It looks like I've had a hard fall. No, I'm okay. Thank you.
Life alert.
Shit.
Why are you wearing a life alert?
He fucking fucked it up, dude.
Yeah, no,
my god.
It was for your benefit too. It's for you. You go to curse me when I'm trying to help you. That's the most f***ed up part.
But because you fucked it up so hard. There's a world where only 2 billion Jews die because Hitler misspeaks as hard as you. you just Get all up so much.
And here we are with Richard Lewis of Richard Lewis Reports.
Yeah, esports.
How old are you, Richard Lewis?
Okay.
What's your real age?
Real age, 42.
I'm 40.
Okay.
Did you have any? I had like a lot of feelings turning 40. I didn't have any feelings turning 30.
Oh, it just doesn't bother me because I'm a man child.
Yeah.
So you
Well,
know
I
what I
am
mean? It's like when you live in a state of arrested development, you actually just don't give a shit.
That's crazy because Dan gives a shit and he lives in a state of arrested development.
That is crazy.
How did he get both negative?
Yeah. Why
qualities?
is it that I have that? Why do I care?
Yeah. Can you get?
Well,
I'm a
being
man
married, there's always like I imagine, because I'm not married, just an incel, obviously. But there must be a pressure to, at some point, like your wife must say to you, like, this is all fun. You know, you're wearing an Australian hat and you're talking to Stephen. And
Yeah.
you're ending your career by making outrageous claims.
I did not make a heat claim. I repeated what I heard at Rust when I was buying a mini copter
And
2 years ago.
she must be saying to you, like, when does this stop? And when are you going to get a real job?
No, it's okay.
No, it's not.
I talk to her every night and I convince her that this is a-okay.
Do you have any children? If you don't mind me
do.
asking.
Oh,
Yeah,
she
yeah.
does.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
2?
Oh, 2.
I have 2
Oh
kids.
yeah.
Okay, so
Oh
I mean,
my
again,
God, he does.
also, it's kind of like, I get it, because it's like, again, we talked about this briefly on the podcast yesterday. You have to kind of make hay while the sun shines. So when you're in the spot where you can make the most money, even doing really unpalatable things,
So here's the-
you kind of have to do it for
Here's
the good of your kids.
the
and family,
part
you know?
is that I actually put myself in this danger, this retarded
Yeah.
space that I'm in.
I believe it.
For
Fun,
fun.
thrills.
Yeah,
You're a thrill seeker.
a little bit.
Well,
Yeah, there you go.
I've already
like
made my
by
money. I
proxy,
don't have to work
basically.
anymore.
Oh, so you're retired?
Yeah.
Well,
You would have known
Probably.
that if you
He
came
bet-
and hang out today
he
at my
think- he
house.
think he needs
Well,
the money.
I would
Oh
have
no,
told
he
you all
needs
this
it.
stuff.
He's lying.
I
He definitely needs
was
the money.
writing an article. Good, you know what journalists are like.
Yeah, that's fine.
We don't know how to enjoy the finer things.
Yeah,
in
so
life.
I willingly put myself into this situation, the fire.
Well, I would add,
Yeah.
it's low risk if you've already got money.
With him?
Yeah, it's still low risk.
No, I'm very risky.
You know, in the sense
It's
that
as risky- it's the most
you
risky
might
person ever.
If somebody docks you,
No. That's not the danger.
Let me finish.
He goes out and he puts pictures of like f***ing people shitting on like the Torah and the f***ing, what's the...
Do you do that?
Yes.
What did he
He
talk?
had
I don't know what he's
Minecraft
talking
Steve
about.
like smashing the Kabbalah or
That
whatever.
was a funny tweet.
Yes. Let me
Wait,
tell you
but hang
something.
on. I thought the Kabbalah, that's not mainstream
Let me
Judaism,
explain something to you.
so-
Okay, this is important you
Yeah.
understand.
Okay.
When you're a DGGer,
Right.
everyone hates you.
Yeah.
Everyone on the right, everyone on the left.
Yes.
Do you know who doesn't hate you?
The DGG is.
That's it.
Yeah. Okay.
He's talking about this. Okay, so there was a
Okay.
time when I was shitting on Muslims, and I said,
no, I saw that,
said,
yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm getting a bit too spicy and disrespectful with some of the tweets lately, so there's no reason to attack an entire religion. I'm going to chill on the religious commentary and just stream some Minecraft or something.
Oh, that's Mecca. That's that's
It's
bad.
the holy cube.
Yeah, it's the holy cube of
They all
Mecca,
love
yeah.
this cube.
Yeah, I know.
They go
Mate,
crazy for it,
yeah.
and Steve is annihilating it.
Now, what I would say is
The
that,
diamond pickaxe is Israel.
right. That's hilarious.
It is.
No,
But-
it's not. It's not funny. It's very
It's
disrespectful.
really
It's
No,
very
listen,
disrespectful.
listen.
It's fucking hilarious.
The whole blasphemy angle is fucking whack. You should
True.
be able to make jokes about that shit. And
Absolutely.
I thought we had that sussed out in like 2005 after the what was
Charlie
it?
Hebdo.
Well, no, Charlie Hebdo was
Can
after.
we stop? I wanna live.
Hold on. In Denmark, you know, it was Jylland Post, the Danish publication that
I'm sorry, I
published
only
the
speak
cartoons
English.
of
Can you-
Muhammad. And you know, I thought we had it all figured out that actually, like blasphemy in a free and egalitarian society that values free speech, blasphemy has to be on the table, and blasphemy laws are fucking whack. So, like, put it this way: would I disrespect if I'm in a room with a Muslim? Am I gonna say something that's gonna like offend them and disrespect? No, because I'm not a rude person. Do I think you should be able to make broad jokes about any belief system? Yes, absolutely, of course.
Yeah, Dan, what do you think about that? God, he's such a fucking pussy.
I am.
God, oh my God.
Me and trying to
I
defend.
hate you. You're the kind of guy where if Israel did like a full draft, you wouldn't even fucking go over. I would
No,
go and
I
serve.
wouldn't.
I would
I'm
serve.
not an Israeli
I'm
citizen.
I'm gonna fight for them. I'm so
not.
ready for it.
Fuck that.
God, I'm ready for it.
You know what? I came up with a solution, by the way, last night.
Yeah,
The
so
solution
did
is-
Hitler, Dan.
Actually,
What-
hold
yeah.
on. I'm going to tell you my... I know you're drunk. Let me
I'm
tell
not
you.
even- I'm faking
Okay,
it.
okay. But I want to
Tell
tell
me.
you my real solution
boy.
for it, and you tell me
Okay,
why it
yeah.
wouldn't work.
Solution for what, Dan?
For the whole Israel-Palestine conflict.
Jesus Christ.
You
tell me.
ready?
Yeah.
Okay.
I want you to
boy.
actually seriously listen, though.
Yeah.
And
I
then
hope it doesn't
try
involve copyright law. Go ahead.
Okay. Here's my solution. First off, the border between Gaza and Egypt would be removed, and the United States would greatly incentivize Egypt to take in as many people from Gaza as they could.
My God.
The border between Gaza and Israel proper would be removed. The border between the West Bank and Israel would be removed. And essentially, Israel would turn from becoming what it is today to being the United Arab Israeli state. One state, and it would basically be like I swear to God, this is my solution. And then you basically give it American democracy. And anyone who lives within Israel's borders, it has the same rights, and that's it. And you get rid of all the religious bullshit. That's my solution.
Can you play the pipe noise again?
But that's a good solution.
We need the
with
pipe noise.
Millions and billions of dollars, too.
Unfortunately, with everything that's happened recently, like put it this way, at the time of the Abraham Accords,
the time of the Abraham Accords,
you could maybe get me to two-state solution.
Yeah, no, maybe a two-state.
You just need to remove all the borders, the whole thing altogether, and give them. Listen, I'm not even like a Palestine supporter or anything. I just think it's the easiest way out of this shit.
No, it's actually the most
just
complicated.
remove all the fucking borders.
The problem with the single state solution.
Yeah, tell us the problem, Richard.
Well, okay.
Yeah. He's gonna tell us the problem.
You're certainly way more informed.
Wait, why can't
than me.
why can't they just do that? Like, what would happen if you just got rid of all the borders?
I don't know, Dan. What the fuck would happen?
I don't know. Like, at least you could have Israeli police in Gaza, in the West Bank.
Yeah, but then that's never going to happen. Now,
why? The borders would be gone. That would be all part of the United Israeli Empire.
If you said to people in Gaza, we will remove the border and you can have open and free movement between that region and Israel and any other part of the Holy Land you want to visit. Yeah. But it comes at the cost of IDF policing where you live. No, that is never accepted in a million years.
Well,
you know why.
You got to push enough McDonald's on them until they see you. That's it. You got to let them have a good enough
really
life.
Fat and passive over the course of 100 years.
You got to show them a better life. That's the only way through peace. Is a better life.
Unfortunately,
why would you show this on my podcast?
I mean, listen, again, still not the craziest thing that's happened tonight. But no, listen, I love the optimism. I do, but it is naive, and it has to be a two-state solution. And unfortunately, for about a century, it's going to have to be heavily policed by the international community in some capacity.
Yeah, why do Jews need their own state? Why do we need a fucking religious state? It's so stupid.
No, listen.
Wow.
Okay.
So hold on, I just want to be clear.
Right.
You don't think that Israel should exist?
I don't think that there should be religious people in charge of anything. No.
Oh, so you don't think Israel should protect its Jewish character?
No, probably not.
Okay, that's good, Dan. I'm glad you could join the 10% of Jews that aren't
just protecting
in favor of Israel.
the faith, though. It's protecting.
Don't the Jews already outnumber all the Muslims there, anyways?
Oh yeah, do they, Dan? You think if they got their infinite right of return?
What's the population difference between?
Well, why don't you ask all the Palestinians living in fucking Lebanon and Syria, Dan? God, this song just makes me want to kill you so much. I don't even know why.
Do you feel give himself PTSD?
I feel like I want to. I feel like I want to stab you, or behead you or something.
You know, I take it back. Fuck it. Push them all into Egypt.
What the fuck, Dan?
I mean, that's the opposite. Is that what you're saying?
No. There's a serious point actually about Egypt's. I don't want to use the term liability in this, but I think it's quite instructive of where we're at in the Arab world, where a country like Egypt that borders with Palestine would refuse to take in Palestinian refugees, but the one area they all agree on is, of course, the total destruction of Israel.
True.
And it's like, okay, well, there's evidently consequences for that as a broader policy. So what are you going to do to support the Palestinian people that are displaced by the consequences of the fight you ostensibly
fucking
support?
True. That's what Lycan tells me every time when we got the cameras. Lycan is like, what are we going to do to get rid of Israel and Dan?
He is out of fucking... Lycan, have you been drinking, mate?
No, Lycan legitimately...
There's only one donation over the threshold. Reminder that Destiny said he would figure out how to upload the podcast to Spotify tonight, DGGL.
Yeah, that's happening for sure.
For sure.
So everyone in the chat believes that now that we're talking about Israel-Palestine, it's gone off the rails. It hasn't been off the rails.
Wow.
So what we do is, let's bring it back.
Yeah. Dan, what's the next topic on our list?
Baldur's Gate 3.
I mean, you're supposed to give a breakdown of how Sneako did everything. I don't know if you really gave a full breakdown
of what? What do you want to break down, Dan?
Well, I think Sneako wants to debate you on Israel and Palestine.
Yeah, it's gonna be fucking retarded.
Why would he have that debate?
I don't know.
Why would Steven sign up to that?
I would sign up to that.
That is a waste of your time.
That's not a waste of my time.
No,
it's good ass content. That's hilarious.
Yeah, I know you think it's got, but he's a fucking moron.
Yeah, but that's what makes it funny. It's like a deaf guy trying to educate me about fucking Beethoven. That's the funniest fucking debate in the world.
That joke works on 2 levels. I appreciated it.
How many levels?
Levels too. It works on
Why?
2.
What's the other level?
Because Beethoven was deaf.
Is Sneako deaf? I don't understand that. Yeah, I'll take credit for it.
Never
I meant
mind,
it
just
on
take it. It was really clever,
Okay,
Stephen.
thank
It was
you.
accidentally clever.
Thank you.
It's fine.
No, that was good.
Oh, he was in the end of his life. When he composed, but he already knew all the, when he composed, Dan. He
But
knew
enough
what the
about
sound sound
Sneako.
like, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
Yeah.
hold on. We got
How do you,
something.
wait. How do you even know that Beethoven was deaf at the end of his life?
He was just deaf.
Wait, we got a real
He was
question.
deaf when he was young too, I think.
How do we fix the homeless crisis, boys? Serious answers only.
Yeah, people like Dan need to stop buying real estate with all
Yeah,
their extra
correct.
money, and they need to instead turn the property over to the homeless people.
Unironically, there has to be state limits on how much property individuals can
True.
own, and
Absolutely true.
And I would say companies can own as well.
Yeah.
You know, you see these like real estate companies, and they own like thousands of properties, and they
Yeah.
lease them out. We just need to.
You know that
we
he
need
has-
to smash that up.
he has properties.
essentially monopoly.
What do you?
where
you're like,
regional.
He has properties.
He did it.
Look, he has actually makes money from properties. Can I hold on? Can I
Oh
tell
my
you
God.
something?
Yeah, go.
Lycan. Yep. Kill Dan's mic. Okay.
I can't.
So one of the ways that he makes money is it's called an owner move-in eviction.
Right.
So this is what he tells people. He says
That's what I tell other people
So
to
here's
do.
what he says. He says,
Oh, this is Dan the landlord.
Yes.
I've seen this clip.
Yeah. So here's what
a
he
long time
suggests.
ago.
He
Yeah,
says that
I've
if
seen
you
it.
buy a property with 4 units, if there's one person living there, he says, here's what he says. He says, what you can do is it's called an owner move-in eviction. So let's say
Yeah.
you've got a 4-person property that you've purchased.
Four-person property.
But it's rent controlled, right? Well, now you're fucked because the
Yeah.
ceiling of how much money you make. So what Dan says is what you can do is you can do an owner move-in
Yes.
eviction. So you move into the property and you say, hey, I'm actually going to convert this to a personal residence. And then what you tell the person is, check this out. Now, we can go through the whole court process, but let's be real, okay? I'm going to fuck you. All right. But what you can say is, listen, I'll cut you a check for like 25 grand and you can get the fuck out of my property.
Or 50K.
Or 50K. And then and the person, because they're hopefully
Impoverished or whatever, yeah.
impoverished.
No, because they have
probably
no other
old.
options because you
And then
bought
you
the
say-
fucking place and you can do
write
whatever
them
you
a
want
check,
with it.
$50,000, Masada Associates LLC.
They could ride you out and fight you.
No,
Of course,
But
they
they're not
don't.
going to do
There's
that.
no defense.
Not-
You
not when
can't
there's
fight
50
against.
grand there.
Yeah, you're not fighting against Dan. Okay.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Yeah, Shinbet LLC is completely destroying you. So Dan writes them a check. Okay, they leave, and then after Dan's converted it to an owner move-in eviction, he has a personal residence, and he chills there for maybe a year or two, whatever the California. 3 years. 3 years. Nice on the you did the thing. 3 years.
Yep.
So, and then after 3 years, okay, Dan was like, you know what? California state government, he's like, I'm going to reconvert this back to an apartment. But check this out. Because he's converting from a residential to an apartment, now whatever old prior restrictions there are on raising rent, because it's like a rent-controlled unit, are completely gone. And now we can set the rent at market rates. And now, boom, he's made. And now when he sells that property to somebody else, they can buy it and they can rent it at current market rates rather than whatever was rent-controlled before. That's what he tells people to do.
How many times have you done that?
Like
Once.
10 times.
Only once.
Yeah.
So you're not the worst offender out there.
When I was living in one state and I wanted to move for my company to San Francisco, and instead of buying like a condo, I was like, fuck it, I'll buy like might as well try and make money, I guess, and live in one of the
evil.
units. Shut the fuck up.
Tell him that it's evil.
So I bought a building, and one of the units, it was a bunch, it was really under rent.
Yeah.
So I was like, fuck it,
70 years old, that's how old she was. Tell
It
him
was,
about her.
it was a bunch of college students,
Yeah.
and
Tell 'em
they were
about her.
paying like $2,000 a month for like
He's
a $7,000 a month unit.
They had a big
Not
sign
really
on the
good,
outside of their apartment and it said no lighters because oxygen tanks present because this lady was on oxygen and Dan kicked her out. It was crazy.
So I did it, but yeah, it's an insane. But that loophole only exists because of rent control.
Yeah.
Rent control is stupid.
I don't disagree on the idea of rent control. I mean, because it only makes sense in very densely populated.
Wait, rent control never makes sense, Richard.
Okay, but it kind of does theoretically in densely.
He's from Europe, so they like rent control.
Right.
Yeah,
In
they
densely populated
You know what it is?
cities where you could never
don't let him fight
hold
against
onto
this.
a place.
Rent control is good.
I won't get into it because also the export of European ideas to America and vice versa, it just doesn't work.
No, hold on. It's not about that. Imagine you live in an apartment, it's $1,500 a month, and this fucking loser wants to raise it to $2,500 a month. That's not possible. You can't live in a place that long. Do you think they should be able to kick you out by raising your rent by 90%?
Well,
Fuck no.
So how it works, well, where I live
Yeah.
is the landlord just sets the rent, and if you don't,
No, but
and if
they
you don't
shouldn't be able
like
to.
it, you
But they
can't-
shouldn't
you
be
have
able to
leave.
raise it that much, right? Hold on, it's
Yeah,
not like
that-
he's not going to
yeah.
lower the rent if he gets a fucking better deal, right?
Yeah, they do lower the rent.
They never know. Bullshit.
If
How
they
many
think you're
times
gonna
have you had
leave.
the landlord lower the rent, Richard?
If the bad market conditions.
Answer.
and they
How
think
many
you're
times
gonna
have you
leave.
had lowered
I've
rent?
never had a lower.
Exactly. But how many times have they wanted to raise it higher?
I've had the landlord tell me specifically for, I think, at one period in my life, about 3 years in a row, when the UK economy wasn't doing great, they said, we're not raising the rent.
Oh, wow. Good for them.
But I mean, actually, if you consider other cost of living might be going up, yeah, that is a pretty good thing.
Bullshit. Yeah. How many of these guys were fucking homeless, Richard? Did your hold on? Let me ask you. Did your landlord come to you in a fucking garbage bag outfit?
All right,
Like, listen, Richard, I'm not gonna raise the rent on you because, like, I know times are tough for you. I'm gonna bullshit. He showed up in a fucking 3-piece suit.
He did.
Probably cost more than your monthly fucking rent. It's like
Wearing
I'm
a
gonna
watch
be
that costs
yeah
more than
I'm
my
gonna be
car.
so
Yeah.
nice to you. I'm not gonna raise your rent, and you're supposed to feel good for this guy, for this fucking guy. Bullshit.
Put it this way.
Bullshit.
I think blanket hatred of landlords is asinine. but
Why?
Hey, we gotta go.
Hold on. They
Wait,
don't even
we're
do
ending the
anything.
show?
Wait.
We have
No, we're
to.
not renting the
Why?
show. No.
Because apparently we're meeting somewhere.
He doesn't even
someone
know what
somewhere.
he's talking about. No, we're not renting anywhere.
I can't say.
I'm the most important person here. We're
Is
not ending
Dr.
the show until
Disrespect's
I
lawyer
say. We're not ending the show until I
Is
say
he
the
here
show.
already?
No.
Listen, I gotta go sign some papers.
He's not doing shit.
From Liechtenstein and Liechtenstein is there.
Wait. What does a landlord do? He owns shit and does nothing.
Steven's trying to get fans he'll
Hold
never
on.
get.
Dan. What do you do for the property you own? Be honest. Answer us.
Nothing.
There's a guy. Hold on. Wait, Richard, look at me. I want you to think about this. There is land right now that is increasing in value while
Can you
he's
just top me off? I'll have to listen.
top me off too. Thank you, like
Yeah, definitely top.
This guy is
sure.
This guy, Dan,
Right.
he's not doing anything. And he's
Nothing.
gaining more money doing nothing. Wait. But then why does he get to gain more money? Because he has money? How is that fair?
So what I'm saying is there would be a limit. Like, I don't know what the limit would be, but say X amount of property. It's reasonable that you get to make money off property. I have no
Why?
issue with that. But what I'm saying is
Wait, why should you make money doing nothing?
this endless loop of buy to lease that people find themselves in, the government has to put limits on that.
Yeah,
Has
true.
to.
You hold on, but wait. What value is he providing to society by buying a house or an apartment that anybody else could buy? Why the fuck should he own it first?
Wait, have I not heard you argue about
Shut the
capitalist shit like this?
Lycan. Shut
you're
the
so full of
fuck up.
shit. You
This-
Oh
No, no,
my
no, no, no.
god!
Hey, listen.
Lycan is trying to think of a way to
Steven
apply
is
this to
such
the
an
West Bank.
intellectual
It's so
titan.
bullshit.
He can adopt any position
No, he
in
can.
any
He absolutely can.
argument,
but
so,
he's-
you know.
I just want to say he's full of shit right here.
No, answer the question. He hasn't done shit. Hold on, Dan. I'm sorry, Dan. When is the last time that you fucking renovated one of your buildings? Be honest.
Okay, that's a good question.
Yeah, that is a good question.
Well, it depends which one you're talking about. I got a few.
He's like, well, the one that I own, like my personal house, or
Is it okay to ask how many buildings you actually
yeah, how many
do own?
buildings do you have?
I'll do it in square footage, I think.
That would mean nothing to
Exactly.
me.
You don't know that.
He's
British,
English.
no.
They
We
don't use feet
do
over there,
that.
dumbass.
Divide by 3.
No.
Bedrooms, I guess. How many?
I mean, could you just say
How
buildings?
about units, Dan?
Well,
Units.
Yeah, sure. Units.
How many units have you renovated?
All of them.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah? How much did you spend renovating them?
I don't know. You don't have to spend much.
See? He only spends a little so he can charge more.
You do the floor and give them like new stainless steel appliances,
Oh my
and they're
god.
happy.
He doesn't even talk about renters like they're human beings.
I almost admire the way you're just talking about
It's
them. Like,
unreal.
it's true, right?
for a few tubs of tartar sauce.
Yeah, it's like-
as if you're going fucking.
I mean,
Mr.
like,
And
It
why,
Burns
hold
on
on,
me
and
right
why
now,
does he
you
even
know,
have the
like-
right to renovate those? Because he already has money. Hold on, Dan.
Yeah.
I want to ask a legitimate question.
Sure.
How many of these houses or apartments did you build?
Did I build?
Yeah.
None of them.
no.
Exactly.
obviously, right.
Wait. So
Yeah.
he didn't build them, right?
Yeah.
Why the fuck should he make money out of it?
Yeah,
Hold
I
on.
didn't
Do you,
know my own-
do you
Sure.
live in any of them, Dan?
Do you own Hassan's mansion?
I own my own mansion only.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's reasonable.
So
Yeah.
here's what he does. So he's a guy who he pays for other people who make less than him to build the property. Then he owns it,
Yeah.
and then he rents it out to people who make less than him so that they can pay money on it.
I don't know. They might. They're tech workers. They could make more.
What are the profit margins?
Yeah,
of
what
being
are the
a
profit
landlord?
margins, Dan?
Is it pretty good?
It depends.
Tax incentives included.
Like when you said earlier in the podcast, you said you no longer need to work. Is it predicated on the portfolio of property you
Yep, it
own?
sure is. Isn't that crazy? Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, which kind of sucks, I guess, a little
Kind
bit.
of kind of insane that he doesn't need to work because people that are
No.
poorer than him live in properties that he doesn't improve the value of, that he didn't build.
I do.
They'd have to pay him money to
I
live
do
there.
improve
And
the
if he
value.
didn't buy them, you know what they'd be doing? They would just be paying less because
No.
the bank would own them.
Yeah.
So
The
why
bank-
the fuck does he own them?
I don't know if the bank would
I
own
don't think
them.
the bank would own them.
don't
I think
that's how it
it'd
goes.
be another Dan. That
Yeah, it would
owns
be
them.
another Dan.
What
Yeah.
happens if we get rid of all the Dans?
You can't, well, that's what's
Are
you
we
know.
calling for the death of all Dan?
I'm
Yeah,
just
I-
saying that if Dans weren't there, they could just have the property for cheaper.
They
Because
wouldn't.
you know what?
Okay.
If they were just renting the properties, you wouldn't have to send profit to this guy so that he doesn't have to work anymore.
Well, it's not just that, you know.
Really? What else is it, Dan?
Well, I mean, now I kind of don't want to tell you. I feel like it's all going to get aired out. You know, I can't
that?
let all my secrets
Do you
get out.
fucking see that? That's wild.
No, listen. Again, within limits, I have no problem against it. But the issue is a lot of people who buy property snowball into creating property ownership companies.
Which is what he did.
okay,
I don't know if I'm that bad, but okay.
All right, gentlemen.
Oh my God.
really
Like it is bailing. Like he got the
right
fucking
Well-
Netanyahu call. Dan has to get
Sorry.
bailed out
Yeah.
from his
Oh,
fucking.
thank you, Lycan. Thank you to Mossad
Unbelievable.
handlers for ending this
Right.
before it gets a little bit too heavy.
yeah. No,
Wait, hold on.
Before,
All right, Lycan, knock it off.
For fuck's sake, why do you keep playing that?
Yeah.
Right. Yeah,
what's
it
wrong
was
with that
really good to meet
music?
you. We got criticized for our handshake yesterday.
Oh, wow.
But yeah, there we go.
All right,
Nice
yeah,
and
you want to
fun.
fucking make?
If you're going to go for at least another hour, I can tell them to bring the tacos here.
Wait,
Yeah, do that.
Wait, no, wait. Stop. Hold on. Lycan. God, where the fuck is this shit? Okay, Lycan. Lycan? Hold on. Are we really tonight? They're here?
Yes.
I thought I said tomorrow.
No.
Lycan, give me 1 minute and I'm going to show you the DMs. I said tomorrow.
Okay, just have them come here.
No,
Lycan.
no.
I'm going home. I'm not going to get
Dan,
fucking
you don't
tacos.
have a Dan.
should get tacos,
Dan, I
Dan.
own you. You don't have a choice, motherfucker.
See?
If I tell you to
He
come,
says this.
You
he's
see the Faustian pact?
yeah, you
entered
see that
into?
Faustian? You don't even know who Robert Faust is, do you?
In Jewish mythology,
He made
it would be
poems.
the
Oh, no, that's
it would be the
Robert-
golem.
Oh my
myth
God.
would
That's
be
Robert
better.
Frost.
You made a golem.
Hold on. Richard
Destiny's
Lewis,
your
can you
golem.
look at this real quick?
Oh, sure, yeah.
Hold on. Don't look yet. Jesus Christ.
Oh, sorry, yeah.
bro.
Who are all these girls?
Stop.
You know, there's a lot of DMs.
Oh, Jesus.
No, stop, shut up.
They just send you boobs?
No, stop.
Wait, I want to see what's going
It says
on.
tomorrow at 9:30. Do you see that? Yesterday. Oh shit. Ah!
Yeah, you see the problem?
All right.
Brad
Okay,
show.
let's go.
Yo,
Oh my God.
linear time wins again.
Yeah.
I can't believe time only moves in one direction.
I know, it sucks.
But anyway, listen, hold on, guys. Look at me. Check out our new sponsor at ground.news.com/Bridges
Yeah,
podcast.
Hey, no,
Thank you so
wrong
much.
thing.
And
No,
we're just,
fuck that.
This has all been a meme.
No.
And go to anythingelse.gg.
Yeah.
to
Stephen was
subscribe.
only drinking Red Bull the whole time.
Yeah, I've only been drinking Red Bull the whole
I'm
time.
the only one who's
Hold on, but
actually
listen, guys,
consumed
thank you so
alcohol
much.
on this podcast.
I've been joined by Daniel Saltman here,
Yep.
who's been an amazing co-host.
Yeah,
I've been joined by
legal service can be sent directly to
Richard Lewis.
Feinstein and Feinstein.
I've also been joined by Richard Lewis here. Richard, tell them where they can find your Substack.
Yeah, just go to type Richard Lewis. I'm not the dead one for now.
Yeah.
Go to the Substack. You'll find it.
Yeah.
Find me on X.
and Lycan, where can they find? They can find Lycan at Lycan Cooks.
Well, you're going to dox Lycan, so they can find him anywhere.
Lycan Jared.
Yeah,
Lycan
true.
Jared. Also, Lycan's trying to get a job cooking for XQC, so make sure you support
Yeah,
those cooking
he
streams.
needs help.
Fuck XQC. He needs to come on this show and stop hanging around with fucking
that
retards.
too. Lycan, why or XQC Felix?
Listen, Felix is good people, actually.
Yeah,
but
he is, but why
is
is
he
he
hanging
hanging
with Adin Ross?
I don't know.
Yeah, I know, because he's trapped in that vortex, man. You guys will pull him out 100%.
Yeah, but imagine,
Felix
like-
is good people.
imagine
Maybe not
Dan.
after this episode.
Yeah, not well. The next one.
Yeah, you might be a little bit too toxic at this point.
No,
No,
now we're
You're
done.
going to have to
not
wait
even.
until the lawsuit's over.
No, we're
So
fine.
give it a
But anyway,
Also-
Felix is good people.
Yeah, thank you guys. And hey, Dan, you got anything else?
I don't have anything else.
We'll catch you guys on episode 7 next time.
I think it's 6.
Thank you so much for joining us, guys. And also,
I can't wait to delete the VOD as soon as this goes. You press the end streaming button.
It was a real pleasure to be on a deleted VOD.
guys, we kept
Night,
it real.
guys.
We keeps it real.
Oh, we actually are deleting the VOD, by the way. This
Okay.
is paywalled only.
Dan, what's your favorite word? Do you want me to take my favorite word?
End the stream
All
now.
right. Good night, guys. F- off anythingelse.gg. Goodbye.
Hey,
Speaking of which, did you know that there's like almost another hour of this podcast that you're not going to see on this YouTube video? If you want to get the full thing, you have to be a Patreon subscriber, which you can do at patreon.com/anything else. You also have very cool things that you get in there, like being able to be on the live show viewer call-ins, suggesting the topics, and like behind the scenes footage. There's some really good stuff there. So yeah, check it out. Some more Patreon exclusive footage. And here is my neighbor's cat, ready to get into a fight to the death with Lycan's dog. He's a big pussy, though. He's just smelling.